Hello, everybody, and welcome back to part 2 of session 15 of Storms over Cerenar. In Storms over Cerenar, Epic Boon has brought together more than 50 years of role-playing experience to create an epic tale of ancient secrets, sleeping gods, and country-spanning conflicts in a high-level D&D campaign. Sometimes we touch upon adult subjects in the stream, so please keep in mind that viewer discretion is advised. When we last left off our mighty ding-dongs, you had taken a day of downtime activity. Safis had interrogated the former cult leader Enzo within Irongrass prison, finding out that he has turned over a new leaf. Oust bought corrupted magicite from two creatures or individuals, Steve and John, from Skywrath, and Theus and Bjorn assaulted a rat man, extracted information from him, and stole his identity, ready to infiltrate the sewers tomorrow. And last but not least, Nongo went out to all shops in the city that had any incense and bought all of it. So that's where we end off, and we will just go right ahead and go to the next day. This is the 26th of Aurora. Yeah.
So as that day starts off, I would like to kind of turn to address the party. Specifically about that corrupted magicite. What's it called?
Yeah. As you wake up just before you arrive in the wagon.
Okay.
You wake up. Sophis's room is on the first floor, right?
No.
Oh, I imagine. Where is it then?
It's on the second floor. Right. His and Arana's bedrooms are on the second floor, and like the office space and workspace is on the first floor.
Okay. Got it. So, as you wake up and you look out the window, you see a bunch of cloaked people hanging around on the roofs around the around your house.
That's ominous.
They are definitely observing you on the wagon, and they are not moving in to engage in any way.
All right. So, sorry, observing me and the wagon, or observing the wagon?
Mostly the wagon, but also like looking at you, like
and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure there wasn't a clear distinction there.
I don't know if the rest of you has told Saphis about the way the face observed you within Wrath.
I don't know if we specifically said that, but I think we made him well aware that the face had been kind of
around,
dogging us for some time.
Yep. You did also make me aware, I think, of the timeline you had, the time limit you had with Theus.
I believe so. I think that was the first night in the bar that we did that.
Yeah. Well, being aware of this now, Saphis will go over to the we'll go over to the Gnomish Levitator, and
you can feel the eyes on you as you open the door. Kind of pick up the newspaper on the way out. You see, you briefly look at an article saying that the conventicle manhunt against the renegade has been narrowed down to staunch flow, and officials are now looking out, and citizens are asked to be on the lookout for renegades and suspicious characters and tell the constabulary if they see anything out of the ordinary.
Interesting. All right. Well, triply cautious now. He will enter the Gnomish Levitator with this paper in tow and rouse anybody that has not been awakened from their evening slumber.
I'm already awake, but yep. So. Morning.
Good morning, Mr. Saphis.
Morning.
Go up.
You. Is everybody else awake?
They can be.
Yeah.
Sorry, not. Were we gonna do a legend lore before, or do we? We can do that in the morning. It's fine. I just didn't know if what we're gonna.
Are you
do
sure from a spell point from a spell slot? Oh, I suppose it's a ritual spell anyway, so it shouldn't matter.
Yeah.
I mean, we could also just have done it yesterday and just say we're discussing it more in detail today.
Yeah, go ahead. What did you want to legend lore yesterday?
I don't know. I want to talk to the party about it. So, I spend most of my day connecting these components for a specific spell I can cast. And it could, if it's a legendary item or creature or whatnot, I can ask information about it. It just kind of floods to me. It's kind of neat. I use it for many of my experimentations up at the Conventicle. Figure if there's a gap inside of our research that we're investigating throughout these next few days before Theus, of course, is taken from us, then,
Well,
the tools in our belt should so to speak.
I would think that's Arcane Circle would be the best thing to start with, yes? How many times can you cast it?
I could, once tonight, and then in the morning tomorrow. I could, 3 times. So once today, and then 3 times tomorrow if need be. But, of course, I will need to get more incense that took me an entire day to find. There's not much of it around here. Of course, I need a significant amount, as it takes out, 3 small bags, full of, very different incense.
And that was his concern, yeah. He wasn't sure how much incense you had. And perhaps this magic circle seems to be knowing exactly, or who exactly is attempting to be summoned, perhaps could give us an edge. That's... And in that same vein, actually, I wanted to talk a little bit more about what I found from our wonderful ex-cult leader in the prison. An interesting aspect of this summoning is that one of the major material components is red gems and magite. Pointing over at us, currently holding something that is both red and magite.
Oh.
Could be at least. It doesn't. It's not just to be sure that it's not necessary, but that can be used, right?
Yeah. The point he is trying to make is that this is something that very specifically fits the description of what they're looking for.
Well, John and Stephen did say that they had only arrived the day before yesterday, so they were fairly new in town. So unless there were more of their kin in the town selling such wares, this may not be the same thing.
Well, I could always just try to use the red magicite as a component for casting a spell. This is a similar way to how you use the other magicite that we found. So a minor spell.
Let's hold on to it for the moment.
I wouldn't trust anything that comes out of Skyfall, Skyruin. It's not a good place.
But there are many things we'd like to get to know something about.
Yes, I think the circle.
The paper, the drawing, we would like to know about that, or maybe the divine sword that Ors is carrying.
Well, I mean that might be for another time. It's not the most pressing of our issues, albeit interesting.
I'm in agreement with you on. I think this paper is very important because a couple of reasons. One, if we know what is trying to be summoned, we might be able to come up with countermeasures. He says, kind of just shrugging, but also narrow down more specifically how this ritual could proceed, or some other key details we might not have access to at the moment.
I suppose we may have an additional option, and this is kind of on the basis that you've told us everything you know from the previous your conversation with the cult leader. This fellow did tell you about an entire city under the city. I worry that we might be throwing all our eggs in the proverbial basket should we cast it on this piece of paper when we have an entire, and excuse me for indulging, but archaeological site beneath the city.
That is the second thing I was interested in pursuing, this inverted obsidian obelisk tower that he had mentioned. That sounds appropriately ominous, especially when it started pouring lava everywhere when it was interfered with.
Deliciously ominous, I'd say.
If there's one thing I know, ominous usually equals the right direction.
Absolutely.
So, that's my 2 cents as the resident not caster. It's up to
Also,
you. He says, looking over at Nurgle, to decide if you want to use your magic on this paper or not.
Worth noting, Mr.
don't see why
Nongle,
not.
that we are now running slightly low on funds, so the uses of that incense may be the only uses we have for the time being.
Well, we don't.
I don't know how many casts you have of it, but
We
just
don't
worth
buy-
noting
We
for
don't by any
for the
means need to
party in
use it
general.
today. We could possibly use it tomorrow. We'll find out what we can find out.
Exactly. Maybe we wait a day just in case a more promising prospect produces itself. Just in case.
Of course.
We have another day. We have today and then another day before the festival begins. The
so
festival
while
on the
this
full
is-
moon, and you said the ritual may also be what's the word? Not presented. Completed.
Operated, yes.
Operated.
seems-
Yes.
That definitely seems like an option. It is possible, though, that they, again, knowing more about what is being summoned might give us more information. We're, to be honest, kind of just assuming the moon is what the full moon is what they're waiting for. They could be waiting for a new moon, a crescent moon. For all we know, they could be waiting for a blood moon.
True.
While they're having this conversation, Naga will take out the red magicite that he was supposed to study, and he'll look over to Bjorn. Bjorn, heads up! And I will, without using my foci or component pouch, I'll use that to cast the cantrip message at Bjorn.
Go ahead and roll me a d100, please.
You got it.
He needs to make a wisdom saving throw, or he becomes evil and tries to kill us.
19.
Not again.
I'm more or
The
less just
message-
seeing if this spell will actually cast up, right? So
Cast up. What do you mean?
I want to see if it'll cast, right? If it actually acts as a magicite or not.
It does.
Okay.
You get the feeling that this is significantly more powerful message than it otherwise was. You get the feeling that this can't be, that you don't need to actually point at him to cast this. So give me that kind of check as this happens, and you kind of.
So that is a 26.
26. Message is not a spell that can be upcast. It seems like if you actually spend magicite to cast spells, it will be cast at a higher level than the slot you use it as.
This red magicite, not the regular stuff, right?
Yeah, the red one, the corrupted one.
Okay.
But it will also automatically trigger a wild magic surge, and you feel that your life is kind of like just like whatever life force you have. It kind of feels like it is connected to the cosmos in a way that you think if you die, you might return back to life somehow. That's what you get with the 26. And this wild magic surge in specific.
And I have the rest of the red magicite, right?
Yep.
Cool.
I will say, just to be completely sure, that now you have tested it out, and 50 gold's worth. I will say right now, until you get more of it, and we need to put it into system, I will say that you have enough to cast one major spell with this for 50 gold.
Okay.
If you begin to get access to more of the red magicite, we might need to revisit those rules and make some hard limits on spell levels and how much you need. How much gold basically you need to spend in order to cast a level spell. Right now you have for one spell of any level.
One spell of any level, okay. And so you said that there was a wild magic surge when I cast message with this, and it somehow would bring me back if I die?
I think so.
I think so.
Like, you think so?
Okay.
If you want to try it out, there might be some risk involved with that.
All right, so Nongo will walk up to Bjorn. After Bjorn, you kind of get like a message, but
Kill
it's just static.
I'm sorry, for one second, real quick. I love the idea. It's like, you might come back to life. There might be some inherent risk with that, such as dying.
You have to die to come
Insane.
back, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go.
There's more worse than that.
I'll go to
Your soul
Bjorn,
could be
but
deposited in
loudly.
the wrong body.
I'll go up to Bjorn, but loudly enough so everyone can hear. I'll be like, "Well, it seems, Bjorn, you're quite wizardly in some ways. It seems to if we use this red magicite that we have here, it actually increases the power of the spell. However, wild magic, similar to the effects that we found in the, how Oz got sucked up into a sword and whatnot, and different things did or did not happen when we cast spells, will seem to trigger as well. So." It looks like the small amount that I have now is not going to be sufficient enough, but what Ost has collected will be enough to cast one casting of the spell. So.
I totally understand.
Good. Knew you would. I knew you would.
One last thing, Noggle.
Yeah.
You get the feeling that if you cast powerful enough magic with this, it might you might run the risk of exhaustion as well.
Okay.
So what I'm telling you here is, if you use a 5th level or higher spell slot, I will have you make a con save or get exhaustion, just so it's not completely a carte blanche of a level 8 spell for nothing, right? So.
All right.
Well, we'll keep that in our back pocket for now, then, shall we?
Should I hold on to it then, or would you like to?
I'm happy to hold on to it for the time being.
Good, very well. Just keep it somewhere in case we need it. It could be a fail-safe if
Certainly.
something dangerous happens or whatnot.
Of course. I'll keep it close to hand.
Did you want to make a legend law yesterday? Because otherwise,
No.
Safis. All right, so Safis, let's return to the morning. You enter with the news, and you have seen all the people looking at you.
So I will, first off, well, it seems your, what I assume to be your, what would that, face? Yes? The assassins. They appear to be all over the rooftops in a rather not subtle manner.
Oh, for God's sake! I will walk over to the door and kind of just open the door and swing out of it and just look up at the roofs and just go, "We've got another 2 days."
Completely empty. Well, on the
They've gone.
on the street in front of you, there's a letter just addressed to Theus, lying on the floor.
Fucking spooky postman. There we go. I'll pick up the letter and go,
Incredibly
"Fierce, you got
theatrical.
post." Yeah, I mean, talk about that. Right. Well, yes, Fierce. This is for you. Apparently, addressed to you anyway. Secret admirer, maybe. I doubt it. Not, but I just mean because of them. Anyway.
Alright. Then, before you read that, Theus, if you don't mind, I also have this, and just slapping down the paper that says, hey, he's probably here, we're gonna try to find him and kill him. It looks like your escapades with the conventicle have drawn enough attention to hone you down to here, or to minimize your location down to here. So, with that, be careful.
Don't need to tell me twice.
Theus, did you open the letter?
Yeah, I opened it.
As you open the letter, find a neat, simple hand. And it just says, noon, the old Belfaro Mill. On the 29th. The old Belfaro Mill is just outside of town.
Okay. I thought the letter. Put it into my jacket.
Sure.
Alright.
Raw, I'm gonna do that thing again where you can tell me to shut up if I'm going down the wrong rabbit hole too much.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna make an intelligence check just for chemical knowledge regarding sewers and sulfur. I'm just trying to work out whether the reason they're doing it in the sewer is because there is an abundance of sulfur, aka brimstone, and whether there is a connection between that, or whether it's just because it's out of the way. And I guess whether they could reasonably
Give me an
refine-
investigation roll.
investigation. Sure.
Yeah, that's fine. Ooh,
That's
mama.
26.
Yeah, you're pretty sure that the kind of brimstone you would need for magic is not just something you could refine out of urine
Okay, cool.
in a short amount of time, so it's probably because it's out of the way.
It's more like your classic volcanic brimstone then.
Yes, that kind of shit.
Cool. Good to
The
know.
green.
Yeah.
It's also
Okay.
worth noting, once again, it's also worth noting we don't necessarily know who they're summoning. So, well, again, we might be assuming it's something hellish. We might be barking up the wrong tree,
Might be a really nice man.
or at the
Maybe.
very least, something not from hell and not what we expect, which is always a concern.
I hasten to say we may also have a different route of inquiry should we identify an individual that we wish to converse with, dead or otherwise. If my newfound knowledge is anything to go by, and I've understood it correctly, we wouldn't necessarily need a body, but I would be able to contact somebody, not necessarily of this. Any of the face listening? Yes, that's right. It's Maledictus. But yes. So, stuff bearing in mind, just in case, if we, uncover that somebody who may not be about in a living sense has some information that we may need, or somebody not exactly on the material plane. So.
I am as well. I'm well capable of speaking to the dead, but I just need the skull. You see.
Yes, this is rather more scholars.
I
And
don't
also
know why I
this-
have this spell of all the spells that I left inside my tower. I brought this one with me. It's very interesting. I've never actually used it before.
This would also require possibly the intervention of Bjorn. There is a significant risk, I believe, to my own.
I could also
Well,
kill
Congress.
someone if you want to talk to
Very true. Yes, that's a way of
Seems
going
like a
about
bit of an
things.
extra step.
I mean,
Could be quite
means to
useful.
an end. But we have the day ahead of us. I suggest that we vehemently carpe this diem, as they say in Old Californian. Do we have
We
a
could
itinerary of
talk
things to
about
do?
fish like that, Bjorn. The carps and the diem. No, never mind.
it. Carp is a fish.
Yeah.
Corpse the DM.
Yes, it is.
Kill the dungeon master.
I love fish.
So do I. Well, but
Okay.
did we all achieve what we wished to on the previous day?
I just want to check out Smuggler's Den before we.
So,
yeah, go
Smuggler's
ahead.
Den.
am I to believe that that is your aim for the day?
Oh, yeah.
I think possibly that we should leave tomorrow for more significant dealings. I feel like we might be getting too close to the possible zenith of this ritual. But today we should make the most of it. Let's say. But I'll write you in the little book. Infiltrate the smuggler's den.
All
How about everybody else?
right. Let me have it. You
Do we need another initiative roll for the day?
No, we'll keep the old one. I just want to know a few things. One, Nongo, it seems like you had a phone call when Starface introduced the newspaper saying that the Conventicle has tracked the renegade to Staunch.
Okay.
I don't know if you want to react in any way or talk about that,
No.
other than be careful.
Yeah. Nongo right now is focusing on, like what he can do to help, not what he could do to add to the problem. So his opinion always adds to the problem.
Those that have the ability, maybe make yourself look not like you for the day. How about that?
Seems like a good idea.
Yes. Well, I mean, shall we discuss what the plans for the day are individually?
Yes. I am strongly of the mind that I would like to know exactly who or what is being summoned here, and if you want to conserve your magic, that's fine, but if so, I would like to take this conjuration symbol to Professor Oath to hopefully have her identified in the coming days. So at the very least, it'll take a moment to drop it off, and then I can go and do something more productive.
Very well.
Could we perhaps
come
make a
with you.
copy to drop off to instead of giving her the original? I'm wary about giving away the treasures that we found to someone else.
Yes, well, if you want to come with me, it'll only take me a moment. I can meet you at the docks too if you intend to sneak into the sycophantes or sycophantes.
Add that sneak.
Well, I say sneak in a very loose term, as well. If there's no witnesses, then it's technically a stealth mission, isn't it?
That's true.
All right, guys. So,
So
you
yeah,
you
that
want to
is-
go talk to the professor, and then
Saphys's intent is to make this copy, talk to the professor, and then go and meet up with somebody else to help them with whatever they're doing.
okay. What about Theus?
I need. Also, you can also disguise yourself, right? I just need it's better when we go
True.
as a duo there. Just check out the smugglers' den, just to see if we can get any information, not only about the bear rats, but dealings around the city. If we know what they
Yes.
need, we can maybe find out what they're using it for. This could be useful for when we want to find out what the ritual entails. If we can track down the components or the people involved with it, and we can
Okay.
be sure who we have to be careful with.
Happy to join in. I would have a request of somebody else in that case. My other intention was to hit the books rather, just see if we can find some more details about the city beneath the city, as it were. Other possible and notable entrances, layouts, perhaps old maps. But
Can we leave the
Yeah.
researching for Noggle?
of course, but Nongle may there may be a degree of danger in Nongle visiting one of the libraries at the moment. It seems like it might be a bit like the culprit returning to the scene of the crime, as it were.
I don't think that would be a wise idea. Especially looking in this kind of nature. I mean, it might be precisely what they expect to find me.
Perhaps, Mr. R, if you once you are finished with the day, perhaps you would be able. I mean, you know your way around the city. Perhaps you could investigate to uncover certain records of the parts of the city in terms of layout and things. It seems like this may be our next step. Our next location is heading down there. We couldn't
I guess-
we couldn't find any sign of it before. I would assume, albeit we all are well aware of the old Caphonian saying that assuming makes an ass out of you and me, that the ritual may be taking place beneath the city itself. So
While you're out, R and Bjorn will be out in the city, right? Can you just do some shopping for me? Just one thing. While I have to be involved with the smugglers den probably, so I don't have time for checking out, searching for something specific. So
I can certainly make a run.
okay, good.
Yeah, sure.
So I don't know how much it will cost, but I will give you a gold for that. So I want you to go to a tailor or a toy maker, and I want you to get a life-sized puppet, in the form of a man or woman. It doesn't really matter.
I can go ahead and make a puppet for you if you need me to. We're done
Okay, good.
stealing lard yesterday, so we're all topped up on that.
Okay, good.
So
Then I
I
want
can
you-
help if you need.
Okay, while you do make it, then you both please purchase in this city something explosive. It's like just something that can like boom, just something. I don't know how much it will cost.
DM, remind me, is black powder a thing in this world, or?
Sure, you can find black powder here and there. Mostly,
docks?
probably at the alchemical society.
Yeah.
If you
Alchemical?
need to get it.
Okay, good.
If you are going to the Alchemical Society, the brimstone question is still on the board. Perhaps they know anything about the movings of such elements within the city. I mean, alchemist and brimstone, that's like white on rice. But
I do know a
Okay.
craftswoman in the area, though, to be fair, she's with the smithies, so she might not know anything. Might
would this
worth
be
a
in the
stop
area
anyway.
that you may be able to offload certain items?
Well, you're in staunch flow, you can offload certain items anywhere.
Excellent. I will hand over a deep cut because we never actually put it into my inventory. The shield of alarm that we picked
yeah.
up back in the just say look, see how much you can get for this. I'll leave it to your reasonable knowledge, your general intelligence. If you could sell this for a decent amount, a couple of hundred or whatever, and just buy me a normal new shield, that would be fantastic. I just feel that we might be a little short on funds at the moment, especially if we're doing certain spells, etc. So
You got it.
Okay,
thank you very much.
so this is what Bjorn and will do, right? Oh yeah.
So my AC will be lower for the
uh,
rest of the day.
What,
Alright,
what
so-
was the normal thing? Snake snack? Snake snack?
Yes, I'm making the puppet for you.
Okay.
Kind of weird request with the form yesterday,
it would
but
be-
I can do it.
well, because this will not cost that much, right?
No, I have weird things lying around.
Okay, good.
And
Because
a puppet head.
then
You can use
please
the
make
puppet
two
head I have lying
puppets.
around.
Then please make two puppets. The male
Sure.
one can be like, it doesn't have to be sturdy, just like, but it has to be hollow. Like it has to be able to be filled with something inside. Like
Wait, do you want to put the gunpowder inside of the puppets?
there is
Because I'm
something that
down
in
with
the
that
future,
plan, young man.
that is something that in the future, yeah. But I also want you to make a puppet of a female, a woman, but this has to be a
Alright.
little bit sturdier. Because
Sturdy
I
woman,
talked with Bjorn.
Hollow guy.
Okay.
Yep.
I talked with Bjorn that he tends to be a little bit too violent with his coercion. So I want him to have a practice puppet, just a puppet of a woman, like a doll, like a like a
Or like
woman
one of them
doll.
creepy first aid dolls. Yeah, sure. I can make one of them.
Yeah, and so we can practice coercion against this puppet. And I
Alright,
hope the
kind
woman
of-
shape makes it
Kind
so
of
that-
weird thing to practice on a doll, but alright.
Yeah, like so, in shape of woman. So that Bjorn is usually quite a gentleman to women. So we can practice on something where he has less of inclination to kill it. You know?
Alright then. Alright, so. You and Bjorn are going.
Yeah.
First, we're gonna get the gunpowder.
Uh,
the black.
I think we should head over to Professor Oath first. She's on the way to where I think we would be able to get those kinds of supplies anyway.
So you make a copy of the configuration, and as you have done that, you run over to Professor Oath, and I'm going to roll an Arcana roll for her. She can see it's a configuration, and she can see that it's a real powerful one. She can't add to your knowledge right now. She'll look into it, but right now. There's nothing else she can add to your research.
That's what I expected, but my intent was to leave it with her to just gain any information we can in the coming days. She is a professor with access to an extensive library that is not immediately under scrutiny of the conventicles, so...
Precisely.
Well,
what I'm going to do is, if you also will help me to remind this, I will be very thankful. In the morning, I'll roll an Arcana roll for Professor Oath, and we'll see
Okay.
if she comes up with anything else.
I will
Then
Is
you
it
guys go. Pardon?
Is it worth asking her about the city underneath?
I don't think so. Like, she would probably know something in passing, but she is very much like a black magic occultist professor as opposed to archaeologist and things like that. Yeah.
That's cool.
That's
No worries.
And then you go on to the Alchemical Society. Is that it?
So we're starting over here at the university.
Yeah, I'll drag
just
you
like,
and
yes.
Bjorn over.
We'll
Actually,
stop at the ironworks. Yeah, we'll stop in the ironworks so I can meet with Coyotl and just
Alright.
like see about selling the shield really quick, and also asking her about black powder. Just to see if she like happens to know anybody offhanded who is actively selling it.
Go ahead and roll me a luck check. Just a straight up luck check.
You got it. D20. 18.
Let me get the out. She, Coyotl, you meet her in the ironworks. Let me just find the description I have here. Like, she's a tall, muscular woman with like a dark blonde hair, early 40s. Her clothes are like dirty with ash and soot, and she works in the arsenal, the ironworks. So she, you come into her. She has like a workshop there where she makes like specialized items for larger kind of machinery things. So she's like like somewhere between a metallurgist and a smith and an engineer. So she's pretty damn good at smithing, right? Yeah, Bjorn, this is a magnificent, muscular, large woman.
She's also probably of northern descent.
Yep. Oh, well, hi. No, yeah, the shield. Are you sure you want to flaunt magic items like that? You know that there's a monopoly on that from the conventicle, right?
Right. We're just looking to we're just looking to offload it, just for some quick gold.
I'll take it off your hands for 400.
Yeah, seems good enough.
Money changes hands.
Artifice doesn't sell magic items frequently. Doo-da.
I don't know precisely how much it will be. 400 seems reasonable.
Yep.
That was roughly what I thought it was. I thought it might be. So that's fine.
Yep.
Right.
So yeah, he'll gladly head over the shield and 400, and he'll toss like 3 gold coins our way also for a or how much is your shield? It's 2 gold, right?
Yeah.
If she's got a green one, then specifically.
Yes, he'll toss over 3 golds to get a nice themed color-coded shield for Ost.
Oh yeah, sure. You get the shield
green and a little jagged.
You get a shield and a shield skin for Oust. All right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The skin and the shield are 2 separate items. But
it's like DLCs, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the EA of shields.
She tells you that that you could go and try your luck at the Alchemical Society for gunpowder, but there's only a very small kind of production going on.
Mm-hmm. No.
So in this world, gunpowder is a thing, and gunpowder weaponry exists, but they're exceedingly rare. And having more than a single cannon on a big warship is real fucking expensive.
Right, it's the age of like we're just now figuring out we can kill people with this.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that gunpowder cannons and magically powered cannons are too like.
Yeah.
You can have cannons without gunpowder and guns, because you just have a cantrip basically, right?
Yeah, right.
All right.
But okay, so with that, he kind of nods and gives her a pleasant thank you. Stows the shield in his own bag. Ready to go, Bjorn?
Yeah.
Right over to the alchemies then. We'll head over to the alchemist station, where I will attempt to inquire about a small barrel, maybe as much as his chest cavities, pointing at Bjorn, worth of black powder.
Gonna give me a persuasion roll.
Persuasion roll. All right. Where is his persuasion check? Here. Lucky. Much better. That is a 22.
22. Begrudgingly, after some negotiation, they will sell you a barrel of gunpowder for 400 gold.
How convenient. But how big is the barrel? Like
Around-
when you say
around-
barrel, are you? Sorry, what?
It's not one of the small ones. It is.
Okay.
It is around
Like
the
50 liters.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking for more like a powder keg's worth. Because hold on,
small
Theus,
keg?
how much did you actually want?
Just enough to make a good boom.
Okay.
To make,
So
make
yeah,
a distraction boom. It doesn't have to be a kill boom. It just needs to be
Yeah.
a distraction boom.
we're not demolishing a building. We're shooting
dynamite
up some
sized.
fireworks.
Yeah, dynamite
so a
size,
keg-
not like let's take down
So
a
a
building.
keg instead of a barrel of it
Yes.
will run you, let's say, 50 gold.
Okay. Yeah, that's much more reasonable. Slap down 50 recently acquired gold. All right. It's a pleasure doing business with you, gentlemen. Yeah.
Fizz, did you give him money? was that,
Get him
was that
shield.
No, Theus did not. Listen, Ost, I don't know what you've been expecting, but you were quite literally the only person in this party with money.
You're
Yeah,
our
just
sugar
be
daddy.
unbankroll
You're our
fucking
sugar
whim.
daddy.
Yeah, it's fine. Whatever. Alright.
Which is saying something considering Arsafis has a business.
Hey, Nogla's money too. It's just he just left it in the tower. So
Yeah, of
there's
course.
magic
It's in his other
items,
spell
spell
book.
books, everything.
I will say, of course, Cephis has an
Well-
economy, right? So if you want to procure something, we'll just make a roll and see if you have it lying around in your cellar, right?
I will assume I don't have a black powder keg.
No, you don't. That is no. Like,
Yes. Okay,
Like,
so the real question is, Theus, did you give Cephis any gold to spend on this, or?
I have 54 gold in total, so I can give
I'll
you 50.
just use my gold, it's fine. I want
Alright.
the rest though. No
Yeah,
other
absolutely.
expenses.
We got
Alright.
350 for the shield.
Well, no, we still
Oh,
got
I've got
400 for the
350.
shield. We just immediately spent 50 of it.
on black flower go boom. All right.
Yep. So, with those supplies in tow, was there anywhere else you wanted to head, Bjorn?
Back.
Alright, I agree. And heading back.
All right. Was that your activity?
actually,
for the
sorry,
day,
sorry.
or-
No, while we're in the area, because we're currently in the industrial district, Safis will make a stop at, where is it? Oh, is there not a jeweler's in this area? There's
Yeah,
a
you
jeweler's
found a
in this
jeweler over there, right? That's a jeweler at that area there. We established that 2 sessions ago or something.
Okay, yeah. So, Cephas will actually stop at that jeweler's on the way out and ask, basically ask after red gems, garnets, red rubies, red sapphires, things like that, to just see
like
like if
red.
there's, yeah, well, like red a lot. It goes good with my fur. Do you have any, or do you know anybody who is selling them?
He has a few kind of rubies or garnet stuff like that.
All right, I'm mostly trying to like kind of talk up this merchant to see if there has been a notable increase in the purchase of red gems in the last week, month, something like that.
Give me a deception check to dupe or sort of fast talk this guy.
Okay, deception, sure. Deception. There it is.
It's under D for cheating.
All right, I'm going to. That's a pretty good one. I'm going to use my luck again. It's even worse. Feels bad. I guess I'll be using that. Or wait, no, never mind. That's not worse. Just kidding. 15.
Doesn't seem like he has. It doesn't seem like he has seen an increased demand.
All right. I'm cautious enough at this point that I'm willing to roll an insight check on that.
Yep.
For
He
a
had-
18.
You get the feeling, talking with this guy, that whatever they are procuring, if they are procuring red gems, they might do it otherwise and then ship it into the city to avoid suspicion locally.
That's entirely possible, and it's kind of
But-
what I was checking for. I'll just run by any of the other gems by chance, which I assume will also be the answer no.
Yeah, that's same.
Yeah. Okay. So then I will thank him for his time and head out. All
He's
right,
very happy about his new sponsorship deal with Bane. All right, so next one up is Bane himself, Theus.
This might take longer. I will spend the rest of the day. As soon as I reach the smugglers, then I will probably spend the rest of the day until the delivery happens there. So maybe Nongle wants to do something, or Oz before we go to the smugglers.
I'm with you, apparently. So
Okay. You want to
Alright.
do anything else? Otherwise, like.
No, I'm
I
good.
don't. I think if you're there the entire day, then that pretty much rules me out. I think for the day, right, bro?
Yeah, if you're joining him,
But you
yeah.
can do something else if you want to. Like, you can join me later, just because I want to check out as much as possible there before we go for the. Well,
do you
we
have a
wait
way
there
of,
for the rest, and then we.
Do you have a way of notifying me when certain things arrive?
I don't have to wait. Like, I would say the rest would join us after, like, because we still have to like follow the delivery that the were-rats do.
I will say, do you have sending, Theus?
I don't have sending.
Then in that case, you can try to meet up at an agreed upon place and time.
Yeah, and the smugglers then I would assume like everyone meets like after like towards the evening, just like I would say 1 to 2 hours before the delivery happens. Everyone will meet at the smugglers den.
We don't know when the deliveries happen.
You just know that the guy that you killed yesterday was supposed to meet up with his friends in the morning.
Yeah, like in the morning or in the afternoon or evening. Like
in the morning. In the morning, he was supposed to meet up in the morning, and then there might be a delivery, and they're just supposed to be standing ready just before you make any plans to make sure that you that we have the same understanding. So the rest guy told you that they don't have schedules or deliveries. They have people stand around so that their bosses can say, "All right, there's some now. Take it and go."
Okay, then I want Oz there just as my tailor. Like I'm tailing them, and Oz is tailing me just in case something happens.
Got it.
Oz tests my back. That's why I want to have
Okay,
Oz there.
is this at the same? Is this down the docks or is this at the same place that Meepo told us about previously? Sorry, just so I'm clear in my.
The Smuggler's Pier.
Okay,
Which
that's
is-
fine.
Which is the place that Meepo told us about, and is underneath one of the bridges. I forget which one.
Yeah, it is underneath the Golden Ascent here.
Golden Ascent Bridge, yeah.
Sure. Okay. In which case, I will kind of hang about on the bridge, and just like a sort of a distance, but within the message cantrip distance away from Theus, and just kind of just sort of hang around on the bridge, kick out a vibe, and just sort of just listen in on any kind of conversations I hear happening in passing, any sort of untoward characters whilst he's kind of more close to the action. And then as soon as I get a signal from him, then I'll come down and meet him.
Okay, good. Noggle first because this will probably
Yeah,
take a while.
let's do that. Noggle, what are you doing?
I have nothing to do. I don't think there's anything that I can really do to pitch in on anything that's happening today.
Do you want to like follow, like join Oz and following?
I would
Yeah, I'll just
say-
go with us then.
You do the research about the other
But I would also say, Nongo, you have a pretty decent knowledge about things. I will also let you do research on stuff at disadvantage without access to a library, just because you have a beautiful mind kind of person.
All right. So
So
we
instead
have
of reading books, I imagine you doing theoretical math equations, basically, to kind of logic out how things work.
Okay. Do we know where the ritual site is?
Somewhere in the city, you haven't narrowed it down.
Can I try
Yeah,
to narrow
we-
it down?
Yeah,
Like
our current
logically,
plan-
like knowing the spells and all that kind of stuff. Like with that, like where would be the best place to do it? Maybe recalling some of my old information about being here before, speaking to the people or whatever, right? Maybe
makes
interrogating a
sense.
couple people on the street, just finding out
Also-
like, where I think it might be.
Logistical question: these days, are we classing that as full day, sort of like everybody waking up to going to bed, or are we classing them as like day basically until tea time and we have the evening still? in terms of.
First, like my idea was to do full days, also because if we were to play this in a stringent manner, we would never go anywhere. So
Like whether we had any of the evening left to do extra things, but that's fine.
that's fine. But yeah, if you want to talk or do like small scenes, that's fine, right? But
Yeah, this would be a more in-depth thing. I'm just conscious that we haven't spoken to ours contact yet. That's all.
you, yeah. Let's see, Nongo, give me an Arcana check as you try to figure out with the information you have now, if you can work out what kind of what to look for.
It's a 17 at disadvantage.
17 at disadvantage. You spend your day like toiling away at this. You don't get an answer, but you do progress in your understanding of the kind of magical interplanar maths. If you want to do this check tomorrow, I will let you roll it straight up instead of with this.
Roger that.
Good.
Alright. Before we go to the smuggler's pier, I will look at myself in the mirror. I think back how the red man looked like. Before I go into the disguise of red man, I am using disguise just like while I'm thinking about different disguises that I can put on. For a moment, my disguise switches to a were-rat man with like big ears, white gloves, no shirt, red shorts, and then I slowly imagine the face that is like skin colored, but then I pixelate the face just in case for copyright issues, and then I will switch to a real. For moments, no, before I go, I look in my mirror and say, Ricky Rat. Ah, no, okay, but... And then I switch to the normal...
You feel the earth tremble as your copyright infringement angers the god. The largest media conglomerate to ever have been seen on this world awakens from its slumber.
Oh, no.
Oh, you're gonna fucking die, no!
And that reality snaps out of existence as we return to another reality.
Okay, I will go to the were-rats that I'm...
Yeah, we turned to another reality where we did not copyright
I will go to the were-rat and I turn myself, disguise self into were-rat, put on the clothes of the were-rat. Maybe I go to a sewer and just swim through some sewers just to the smell sticks.
Like you know precisely, like you interrogated this guy enough to figure out where they are, and you, oh yeah, that guy was called Ricky Rat or something. Cool, what's up, bro? You do the handshake you learned from him, and you guys just kind of lounge around like day laborers waiting around. The smuggler's pier is like you have a very very large kind of sewer drain underneath the bridge, and you can
bridge is this?
Underneath this bridge here, the Golden Ascent. If you can sail a ship into it, like a small ship, you can sail it in, and then inside the smugglers have made a pier. And you brought Austin there, and I was like, guess you're just walking around incognito, and it's like pirates and smugglers walking around.
Okay, so this is a really rough area then.
Yeah, it is like an underground black market. If the black market was a real place, this would be it.
In which case, I am disguised selfing as the roofer this time. So I am a kind of fairly imposing, but not the tallest in the world, half orc.
Got it. Go ahead, Theus. You made such a good preparation for this. So go ahead and roll me a luck check with disadvantage. So just two d20 rolls.
Yeah. Can I use my inspiration to make it straight?
Not disadvantage, with advantage.
Okay. With advantage. Oh,
yes.
I thought disadvantage.
No. You got advantage for being smart yesterday.
Okay, good.
You kind of blend in with the disguised self, and you spend a lot of time, keeping up the appearances.
Oh, hello! I'm Ricky Rat.
You fuck. Completely lost it there. All right. You walk around there. There's it's a bunch of kobolds and were-rats that are also taking care of like two kind of large floats. And after a while, a guy comes over and kind of asks some of you to come with. Do you want to go with them, or do you want to stay here and wait for the others?
Like, can I just give a sign to Oz? Like, I probably like give some hand sign just so like he knows that we are going.
Yeah, I'm kind of like just sort of perching on the top of the bridge, just kind of looking down. So yeah, I'd see that, and I will join as soon as I can.
You are underground within the sewers, in like a pier built into the lowest.
Can I make sure that
sewers.
I'm the
Just to
last
be-
one, like following, just so no one's behind me, so no one can check out Oz?
Yeah, in which case
Like, on
I
the
sorry,
last
I
part of
misunderstood
the.
that, so
As
I will
soon
be
as you
following
start acting suspiciously, Theus, I'm going to ask you to make deception roll.
Okay.
I know for you this is not a big deal, but go ahead and give me a deception roll.
I can only roll 10, so this is 10 plus 14, so 24.
Oh yeah, Ricky the Rat, you always take the back seat. That's fine. As you like a bunch of crates come in on the floats, and you kind of with some spears and some stones, you kind of start driving the rod trolls with these large floats with these crates on it. You begin to move through the sewers.
yeah, and I'll follow them at like a decent distance, just as the half orc. Again, kind of doing that thing where like I'm trying to act like I should be there rather than I'm sneaking.
Yeah,
It's
and,
like,
like, because
I'm doing a
I'm the
pretty
last
good
one on the delivery, like no, there's no one behind me. So if anybody asks if if they hear something, I will just say nope, I'm not hearing something.
Alright.
And also what I'm going to do is, whilst I'm kind of on my own at the back, I'm going to cast True Seeing on myself. So I'm going to use another 25 gold pieces of saffron.
As you walk through the sewers, a long time happens where you're just transporting this before anything else happens. Do you want to do anything? Do you want to try to look at anything, Theus? Or
I
just
I
following
can
right
look
now?
at something, but I'm currently not sure what I'm looking at.
Hmm.
So
You know that you haven't seen what is inside the crates you're transporting.
yeah, I think I'm not like going to suspiciously like if I can do it in a not suspicious way. Otherwise, actually, I have sleight of hand. I with sleight of hand just like slowly like give a quiet look. I have sleight of hand.
All right, go ahead and see. Give me a sleight of hand. We'll see. We'll see how. You come up. You distract them somehow. How do you distract the other people?
Oh, you know, I have actually a tabaxi friend, but I don't really get along with him very well. His name is Pete, but he's like, you know, very like I'm trying to do a story. In the end, like the joke of the story is that Pete is the fat bastard, and I give everyone a good laugh. While everyone is laughing and talking about what a shitbag Pete is, I will take a look at the crates.
It's racist.
That's racist. You open up the like the crate. It's hard to see without your dark vision, and all the others have dark vision, but you kind of catch a glimpse of what looks like kind of red powdery stone inside, or yellow powdery stone.
Sofa.
Yeah. I thought like I assume that I made some like preparations with Oz that every time I'm noticing something suspicious, I just fall back enough that I'm within the message range, so he can cast the cantrip message on me.
Sure.
Also, however, I do have 120 feet worth of dark vision, so which is the same as message. So you could literally just signal me.
Okay, good. I just signal again, and then so you can message me, so I can like give you information back.
And
Right,
I will
I
maintain.
guess you can communicate.
Yeah, I will maintain Ruther because I don't know who's around. Just go, yeah.
Okay. Red powder in the crates.
Yellow. It's
Yellow powder in the crates. Do I
Message
miss anything else?
received.
Like,
Now I want you to just give me a luck check, Theus.
nope. I have lucky.
You can go ahead and roll it if you want.
Oh no.
You have to use the other one, right?
Wait.
So-
what?
You have to use the other one when you use lucky, right?
No, I have to use. I can choose which one.
All right.
It
You
just
want to use
for
the
the
6
sake
or the
of
1?
it, for the sake of this being just in case this is people catching the reply, the reply is in a whisper that only the person replying can hear.
No. That is not what it is. You are now walking through a sewer with a predator prowling around.
What does that mean?
The ooze.
Oh, I thought you meant me. Sorry,
But
I'm not a friend.
you choose number 6, yes, Theus? Just to be
Yeah,
completely
6.
sure. You do not run into Usak because you do not roll a 5 or less.
Technically, I'm quite far behind him.
All right, yeah, that's right. So give me a luck check for you too.
Why would you put that in the universe, Oz?
Because I love making my life harder. It's fucking.
Because we have to
13.
believe in.
You're
Oz
good.
Bad luck.
You're good. You're not unlucky enough to run into Usak. You follow like it's a good 1.5 hour where these trolls are just coerced to slowly splash through poop and water as you go through the sewers. At some point, you see like a big trapdoor that they open up. Then one troll kind of like when you see a cat like put its head into a hole that seems too small and it kind of scoops through. That is what happens with the trolls, and they start to kind of rope the crates down carefully until the sub level of the sewer.
How far underground do I vaguely estimate we are at the moment?
On the sub level or on the sewer? Sewer level 1 or sewer level 2?
Both.
Sewer level 1 is around between 5 and 10 meters underground.
Okay, cool.
Sub level of the sewers, when you look at it and you kind of is maybe, depending on precisely where you would be, because it's like there's a lot of geography on the sub level, between minus 15 and minus 50 meters. So around the same
Okay.
sub level as give me an investigation roll.
I would love to. 2 seconds. Yeah, I'm just making sure that we never travel. That I personally never travel below 500 feet down. That's all. Investigation. That isn't. That's a very rough 11.
Yep, it's far down. It's
50 meters is roughly sort of 170 feet, so that's fine.
I have Arcana proficiency. Did the yellow dust tell me anything?
About from the talks you've had with the others, probably brimstone or sulfur.
Okay.
It would probably smell quite bad as
Yeah,
well. I'd
it
imagine.
smells of. Well, it's inside a sewer.
Oh. Smells of eggs, I'd imagine, or more eggy than just.
Then poopy. Yeah, you could definitely smell. That's brimstone inside the.
Okay. This was the most of the crates, which was like brimstone.
Do you continue to follow them down in the sub level?
Yeah, like I'm doing my job as a Velrat.
All right. Do you continue tailing them, Alst? All right. You continue down. Now, like, you are walking or pushing the crates through strange aqueducts of a bygone age. Kind of streets that were, past where streets have been, like, bricked up, and now the water kind of runs through it. Only some places down here, the water is pungent and filled with excrement. Now instead, some streams are clean and clear, as they are just an aquifer, kind of springs, streams in here and there.
Worth noting beforehand, just before I go, I'll be the last down the trapdoor because I'm so far tailing back. Before I go down there, the green dust that I generally have on me, and I'm imagine I've got a fairly sort of clammy hand being down the sewer, I'm just going to smear that green dust on a nearby wall, just in case we get stuck down there and they have to try and find us. As a notifier, this is probably where we're going.
Perfect.
That's all.
How often do I have to recast disguise self?
I'll like.
It's 1 hour. Disguise self.
Yeah. How
Like,
often do I have
I'll let you recast it on the down.
Yeah.
Like,
To be
you
honest,
don't need to go ahead and I'll tell you how many spell slots you have to spend.
Okay.
I can
when
do
we're
it
done with this.
so it makes no difference to me. But also, if I'm that far down at this point, no, I'll stick with Ritha. But yeah, for the moment.
As you come down, before they proceed, they all take out a bunch of torches and like they light them. And like this orange kind of smoky fire, two of the kobolds are just holding it aloft as they walk through these large underground caverns, pushing these floats through underwater or underground aquifers and aqueducts. Clearly not afraid of giving away their locations, but as one torch starts, to go out, they quickly turn another one on. And it seems like everybody is kind of bunched up around these torches they understand that they need to be close to the light here. Do you react in any way seeing this out? As you are keeping behind them outside of the light.
I don't do the same, but I am just extra vigilant of the things above me, behind me, and around me, rather than just the people ahead of me. Because, yeah, again, Devil's Sight, so still 120 feet dark vision. But...
Go ahead and give me a perception roll. If you roll higher than your passive, we will...
True see. But yeah,
so
my
give me a
is...
What?
21.
All right, 21 it is. So right now your passive perception is up to 21 as you are paranoiding through the sub-sewer.
That's me.
You keep on going. There's a maze of kind of things. Every so often, Oust, you see faint blue eyes in the darkness. And the
Can I discern what type of eyes? Are they like animally, humanoid, other?
Other.
Oh, good to know. Cool.
Also because of your background as an archaeologist, that the older and darker something is, the likelihood that aberrations and other kinds of weird kind of creatures will populate them.
Okay. Around this point, I really wish I had a whip and a hat on me, but other than that, it's fine.
Go ahead and give me a stealth roll as well.
Sure. Technically, this would be at disadvantage because I am wearing half plate.
No, I'm going to say with advantage. So that's real lucky for you.
Yeah, thank fuck for that. That's a dirty 20 and then goes to 22.
That's nat 20 actually.
Yes, sorry. Yeah, nat 20. Yeah.
You're good. You're completely good. And it seems like just being kind of close to the torches shields you from whatever else could be there. But you definitely get the feeling that something is dangerous down here.
Okay. If I notice that, I will also cast Armor of Agathis on myself.
All right.
1 hour. And I'll whack that in down here as well.
It takes you 2 hours to go through the sewers until they start going up again.
Okay, so my true seeing falls. I will cast Armor of Agathis at the point that I first see the apparition, so not earlier. So I don't know how that falls in that timeline. Or is it another 2 hours from there?
You are good. Your stealth does that you're not going to get picked up as a strike.
Okay.
Theus, you continue with the others. At some point, you arrive at like kind of a ramp up that turns into a stairs, and then the stairs kind of opens up into the sewers. So they the trolls drag up the cargo boxes, and you're now back in the sewer after going for 2 hours inside the sub sewer. After a
Can I
yeah,
make a very dodgy insight check to see if they're kind of aware that something suspicious is going on and just leading us on a kind of chase a little bit?
yeah, go ahead.
Because the fact they went down into the lower sewers and then back up without doing anything at all seems suspicious to me. That is an insight. That is a 17 it's a natural. So 18 for a 17 total.
Also, just want to say that I'm like part of them currently, so if they communicate anything, like I would also hear that.
You get the feeling as you're going through this, Theus, that these people are errand boys, and they are merely transporting things from the smuggler's pier to a middleman somewhere else. So they basically are the guys taking the short straw and having to walk through the Sub-Zero with these things. They are going through a lot of work to keep this discreet and to keep it hidden how where things end up. That's the when they talk, it doesn't feel like they know about it. Yeah, it might be brimstone. It might yeah. They also talk about the girls they have pushed around in sewers. But these people, they're not informed about where it ends up. And you know, around this point, you know that everybody expects to just meet some people like 20 minutes from here, and then they'll take the crates, and your job is done. You can go home.
Okay.
Additional point. Whilst all of this is happening and we're guiding through, I'm fully aware that I'm concentrating mostly on not being caught and just what's around me. Would it be possible for me to just make notes, like from a cartography perspective, of just where we're going through the sewers? So, you know, we take this left, we take this right, etc.
Are you proficient in cartography?
I am, yes, as an archaeologist.
Go ahead and roll me and I'll say wisdom.
Wisdom check. Okay.
Yeah, because this is on the fly, right? So
is this wisdom plus proficiency or just
yes,
flat? Thank God for that. Right, so that is a 15 plus whatever my proficiency is at this point, 4. So that's an 18 total.
You think you could probably retrace the steps.
Cool, thank you.
After a few moments, or a few 20 minutes, do you want to do anything before you go to the drop point?
No, I'm just like keeping close, like being on high alert on anyone who could be like. I want to be prepared, not surprised at anything that happens at the drop point.
Go ahead and get me a luck check.
Nope, not lucky.
Okay. Lucky is what we have that for. Thanks for that, Evan.
Still not. I'm so unlucky.
Do you want to use your last point of lucky?
No, I can only use one. I can only use one per
yeah, that's
skill
right.
check.
5. All right. You guys go past a few bends, 20 minutes, push the throat, and you end up at an intersection in the sewer. And at the intersection, you see people holding torches, kind of waiting for you. And in the torchlight, you see a bunch of very average-looking people. Like very average-looking people. They have daggers and weapons and stuff like this, but they are looking very average. Working people, different kind of ways, and they kind of there's a butcher and a dwarf who works in the smithy, and like just kind of normal people. Go ahead and roll me a straight-up intelligence roll, Theus.
Wait a second. Yep, I'm bad.
Do you want to use your lucky for this?
No, I keep my last lucky. I have no idea.
Can I see them from this distance?
You don't get to make this roll.
I have no idea. Normal people, I guess.
Bunch of normal people. You they kind of doesn't seem like they want to talk to the were-rats and the rot trolls too much. They make a short kind of exchange, and then they wait for you guys to leave before they go on.
Okay. I will be again the the last one, like just the end, just the end, and just
Sure.
like I want to like trail further and further from the group until I cast invisibility on myself and go back to where they are. Like I want to have a good view. Like I currently have my goggles on, so I have a good view on the people who like took the carriage, like the carts. So I want to follow them invisible.
All right. Oust, what are you doing?
I am keeping my distance, but I'm following him.
All right.
I will also like signal like we are with messaging. So I'm also like I'm going invisible.
At this distance, I would see you disappear and assume. I think it's probably a yeah.
And you can go ahead and remove four uses of disguise self as well, in total.
And this is the first one also counts. Like I also used the first like 4 hours or like 4 additional ones to in addition to the first one.
4 in total.
Okay, so I removed 4. Right?
Go ahead and give me a stealth roll with advantage because you're invisible, and a
28.
that's pretty good. And then go ahead and give me a luck roll.
No, I'm losing luck on that. This is why I had luck. Still, I have an inspiration. I use inspiration for that.
All right.
10.
All right.
Not today.
Theus, you go invisible and you turn around and you kind of get out of the water so you don't make noise and you just start booking it. And you, like, there's an intersection. You don't know where to go. First, you're about to go right. Then you kind of stop yourself. You're about to go left, and then no, you have to go straight. And you run, just in time to see these people disperse in every direction. The crates, the 2 crates you were transporting brimstone in, empty, just lying in the sewer, broken to look like it's debris. So it seems like they have emptied the crates, and then they have dispersed, gone somewhere else. Different places, every person.
Okay. Now, like, my thinking currently is that they bring each one took some brimstone and then took it to the places where they do the ritual. So the ritual is everywhere in the city. So each one of them is bringing the brimstone to the place, to a ritual place. So there are multiple ritual places in the city. This is currently Thea's thinking.
That's a theory that might have
Okay.
some merit. I'm not giving you anything. Yes,
Yeah,
or
but
no.
like, can I like? Do I see anyone? Like, have I seen anyone like while like looking? Like they have dispersed.
You can definitely follow one of them.
Is Fierce
Okay.
on his own at this point?
I'll
He's
say,
not around.
I'll say yes. If he wanted to kind of catch up on these, he would have booked it off on his own. I will give you a roll to see if you could follow him, and if you're there.
Like,
He
we are
said
in
go out.
message range. We are in message
Oh,
range.
yeah, message range. You know what? Yeah, you're both there.
Okay.
You kind of
Do we see how far down the tunnel any of these people are?
they're kind of. Some of them are faster than others, right? You could probably catch up to one of them if you wanted to.
The slowest, go for slowest. Alright.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a dwarven blacksmith. He's not as quick as the others.
Sure. We are going to. But Fierce can do what he wants. I'm going to follow him.
Okay, good. Yeah, like me too. Like, we should not separate on this case here. This
No,
is
you sure?
totally fucked
Okay.
up.
Yeah, no. Okay. Yeah. In which case, I'm going to follow him, as well as I can. Yeah.
All right. So you're going. Only Theus is invisible.
Yep. So I'm
Going
just
after the
going.
dwarf.
Oust, go ahead, both of you, and give me another stealth check.
14.
30.
All right.
Jeez Lord.
You follow the smith up. You kind kind of you shadow him through town. You get up on the street somewhere in the projects around.
Does he have brimstone with him? Like, does he
here?
have something with him?
He might have. He's just looking like a guy around town. He is carrying a backpack and both of you give me a perception roll as you follow him.
Oh,
Bad perception.
Bad perception. I'll say that you get some wafts of sulfur as.
providing I can see him, I already know what he's carrying. It's just I want to follow.
Yeah, you're not. None of you roll beneath 10, so I'm like that. Like you're fairly certain he's carrying some of it, but not both crates, obviously.
When he turns any of the corners or anything like that, do I get a decent look at his face or her face? Yeah, but yeah. Or is it okay to see him from the back the entire time?
You go past, like sometimes they look back over their shoulder. Their shoulder. The dwarf looks middle-aged for a dwarf, kind of auburn beard and hair. City dwarf wearing a blacksmith scarf. He goes like you emerge from the sewer here. You follow him all the way back to the Cerenar township. He goes inside of his own blacksmith shop, and as you spy like through the kind of windows, you see him take out a few kind of tightly closed pouches, and he's just stocking them under his bed. And then he goes out to shop for groceries.
Okay, we'll wait until he leaves. Or I will anyway.
Okay, like I'm in communication with Aust. Okay, are we looking through his
Yeah,
stuff?
we're together at this point. I'm under the assumption,
So just to give you an idea of the route you have taken right now, I'm going to point. You start. Oh, that's wrong. Oh, that's. Let me just have the marking tool here so I can delete those two.
Having fun there?
So start
Yep.
I like long blue lines.
You started here.
I don't see anything.
Can you see it on the bridge now?
After loading, for me it's currently loading. And it's still loading. For some reason, I just have a gray screen. For some reason.
Yeah, it just wait for it.
Okay, good.
Can you see Tanner Jonas Oust?
I see it.
Yeah, I can see it. Streams on it.
I see it too. Yeah.
I can see it's on stream, yeah.
So you start there at the bridge in the smuggler's pier. Then you go underneath the ground to this area. That's where you go into the sub sewer. Then the sub sewer takes you somewhere to this area here, and then you walk in the sewer for 20 minutes, and this is where you emerged. And then this guy walks all the way back to the township here.
When they stopped at Inertia, how long did they stop for, and what did they do whilst they were stopped there?
You went down from the normal sewers to the sub sewer.
Yeah, but so they got to this point here, so right, basically where it says Inertia right now. Yep. And then they went back up.
No, that's
No,
where
they
you
just
went.
Okay,
Then they
so
went down to the under.
sure. So from my cartographic knowledge and kind of the plans I did of the sewer previously, the previous day when we went down, and the ones and the kind of notes I was taking now in my head. When we got to this point, what I'm going to refer to as the point, when we go dub back on ourselves, did they stop at that point?
No.
Good to know. Okay.
And this is a linearification of, like, you went through the sewers, so in reality you've probably crisscrossed around many different kind of weird ways.
Okay, that's fine. Good to know.
Because otherwise this would not take 4 hours.
No,
But it's slow. It's going through the sewers. It's going up and down and through the maze.
Okay. In which case, also by this point, would Theus's invisibility would Theus's ability would his invisibility have worn off?
It is for 1 hour. Yes. When you're done, it
Okay, cool. Yeah, if I can see him, although we've still got the kind of the constant sort of Zoom call open basically for message. I will, as he says, as the dwarf goes off, I will kind of message him and goes, might be worth you following him, and then I'll check inside. We don't want to, just in case he does something wherever he's going.
Right.
you keep on tailing this guy.
Yep.
Yeah. So Theus keeps on tailing. I'm staying at the shop.
This guy, Theus, goes out. He buys some food. He eats it. He goes back. Prepares a nice meal. He buys flowers on the way back. At some point during the evening, another dwarf comes by and they have a date.
So once he leaves, I want to go in. I want to break in.
Sure. You saw where he kept the key under the mat, so you just take up the key and get yourself in.
Cool. Okay. I want to, as undestructively as possible, turn this place over. I want to find any kind of correspondence. I want to find papers. I want to find anything that's out of place in a blacksmith shop.
Give me an investigation roll.
If I do. Okie dokie. I do not trust this son of a bitch as far as I can throw him, which albeit wouldn't
Wait,
be very
before
far.
before I went to Tatum, I want to inspire Ost before.
Thank you.
I'll allow it.
Okay, because I know that he wants to like look through the stuff.
And he knows what he rolls like. But yeah.
Like I know what Ost is rolling like. Let's see what do I have for Ost here.
It's only been 15 sessions. It's got to look up eventually.
Maybe.
See, now it's not, right? So
Your positivity is a great influence.
Go ahead and roll a d10 then.
Okay, I say. Oh my. Okay, and I inspire him to say, "Oh my Ost, oh my God, Ost." No, wait. Oh, what do I have here?
It's all via message spell as well, but yeah.
Oh my Ost is down again. Beyond Nog, everybody thinks we're gonna bring your luck back here right now. I've got a question for you, better answer now. Are you our Hexblade lock? Yeah. Are you the black hole of luck? Yeah. Are you the bad leg charm? Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Are you the worst at rolling dice? You better take my inspiration now.
Yep. Well, happily take it.
Beautiful.
In which case, I will use that inspiration right now. And that's a
You
D10.
remember you remember the tearful rendition of how bad luck you have to get good luck. Go ahead and roll a d10. Beautiful.
6. That's 18 total.
You go through this place as unobtrusively as possible. It's like a fucking regular blacksmith shop to you, which is
Cool.
weird. Underneath the bed, bunch of bags of sulfur.
Yeah, not anymore. I'm taking them with me.
You're stealing the sulfur from this man. Got
I
it.
want to
turn the shop upside down, steal the sulfur.
I want to see what the son of a bitch does when there's no sulfur underneath his bed. If he's leaving it there, because he's going to have to go somewhere and tell somebody that he's not got the sulfur that he got earlier. So I'm taking it, and also we have a load of sulfur now, so just in case. Okay, that's all. And then I will wait for Theus to return, assuming that he keeps tailing.
You
dwarf
keep
back.
tailing him. This guy begins to have a date with this other dwarf during the evening. He's just normal guys. Apart from him smuggling sulfur.
Apart from that. Okay.
You keep spying on him all night.
Yeah. I'm gonna stay there all night, and I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait him out. because I don't trust this guy as far as I can frame. If I will take exhaustion just to know what this guy's doing.
Go ahead and give me a stealth roll, both of you first.
I mean, Fierce can do what he likes, but that's what I'm doing.
If you want to stay, yeah.
Oh no, that's an 8. 10
roll.
rather.
When he says goodnight to his date, the other dwarf, both of them big, beardy, kind of masculine dwarves, they kiss each other like on the cheeks, and then the other dwarf goes home, seemingly. It seems like the dwarf kind of catches a glimpse of something in the darkness, the one living there, and spots you. You're pretty
As soon
certain.
as he is spotted, I will cast first of all disguise self on myself at second level, because I don't have first level spell slots anymore, to look like Ronald, and then I will cast suggestion on him as the clown.
Oh.
Go ahead.
You just
Is
step
disguise
out of the
self-
And I will
darkness.
also use my bonus action to use unsettling words, and
That should be a free
Wait.
cast with a clown form.
What do you want to suggest? He fails, especially if you do the unsettling word.
he failed.
Yeah. What do you want to suggest?
Okay, I would say you have done something very wrong, and you have to tell us now, right now, what you did there in the sewer. Tell us everything, because the guilt is just eating away at you.
I want one of you to make me a luck roll. Right?
Take it away.
Also,
Do you really want me to do a luck roll? I'll do a luck roll if you want me to, but... Alright.
oh man, okay.
It's a 9.
Can I use my inspiration?
You want to use your inspiration, Tanner?
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead.
Alright, no,
Roll it again, Alex. Or no, Tanner, you can roll now.
Yeah, you roll it.
oh wow, well you might actually get a
No,
decent
no, to get
roll.
rid of it. Come on.
10.
Man, we are rolling really bad.
Hey,
today.
hey, 10, man. It's on the upper
I'm
side.
just
Of,
rolling.
it's on the upper side of
If you-
failure. It's good.
I have decided that if you rolled a 10 or above, you would be in the green here.
Can I use my inspiration?
No, no.
Oh, we're in the
Roll a
green.
we have a
10 or
10.
above.
Oh, you did roll a 10.
Oh,
Okay, okay. I didn't
Put
see
it this way, boys. If this didn't work, then I would have got more persuasive with him. So,
with a sword and magic.
Yeah.
Okay,
absolutely.
Currently I look like Ronald, just so you know, so he doesn't know that I'm.
I have not been stealthy enough. I'm a failure to the order, to the brotherhood. Oh, the plan, the great ascending of staunch flow. It rests upon my shoulders, and I have failed the many-faced lord.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Theus, you know that the face and the many-faced lord keeps operatives, sleeper agents everywhere. Give me another intelligence roll with advantage.
19.
You saw a bunch of normal people gathering in a sewer where they took apart the crates of sulfur and dispersed to each their own with a part of the material components. They are stashing the material components in plain sight at your neighbor's doghouse, at the baker's larder, under the smith's bed. Some of these people are part of the Order of the Many Faces. They have handlers and are basically members of this religious cult, and they are all transporting the material components in order to make this ritual go off.
Okay. The moment he mentioned
That, and as you realize that, Theus, from the night, a bolt whistles out into the breast of this guy.
you fuckers. Can I cast shield?
But it doesn't help like
But onto him somehow.
shit. Wait, we're inside of his house, and oh no.
We're outside of his house.
We're outside where he spotted.
Just bring me a
Oh,
skull.
okay, good.
We're fine. Talk to the dead.
Okay, good.
Technically, I'd skull,
Yeah,
but yeah.
sure. I'll let.
I know. It
I
sounds
know, I know, I know,
morbid,
it's a, I know it's a janky kind of casting of this because it should be on me, but
I'll key. I'll let you cast shield. Sure.
okay. I'm gonna cast shield, and then, well, I don't know how we're working in terms of actions and things and bonus actions here.
What do you guys want to do? That's what I want to know here. You're trying to save this dwarf.
The moment somebody fires a bolt at him, I'm grabbing him and I'm dimension dooring him away.
All right. And Theus?
Wait. Am I fast enough?
Because as far as I'm concerned, I just want to get him away from the people that are trying to kill him because I want to know every single inch of information out of him.
Okay, I have to keep my like as soon as I see that, I will duck away because I have to keep my concentration on suggestion, and I will look towards the direction of where the boat came. Just do I see anything?
You, yeah, the roof somewhere else. You have, you know that the face, they will show themselves if they want you to see them, right?
Okay, shit.
So, but
Is
you
it
also
thing
know,
like-
I
is it
will
thing
let you know
carrying?
right now. I'll let you know right now. This guy has a limited amount of information. He will, because you know the way they work, he will basically probably be storing this and wait for further orders at some point.
Okay, would I know that
Okay.
before I cast it?
Um,
I'll still cast it. I don't. It's fine if that's the case. But
Let's still get that that one.
technically, I wouldn't. So I'd probably.
it doesn't mean he doesn't have anything to add to you. You can still learn things from him. I just want you to know that.
Shit.
Do you
Okay,
say
oh.
anything? And I know this is a tough spot. Put you in.
No, fuck it. I'm doing this anyway. I'm
that's-
gonna go away from him. I will let you decide whichever direction I go in. I'm literally, essentially, just doing it randomly. I'm just going dimension door. I'm just where I go is up to you, apart from up, preferably not up.
Right to the
Do you?
rooftop where the bolt
I
came
will.
from.
I will let you do. Basically, do you want to do anything before this happened, Theus?
No, like I assume like I just saw him like getting bolted, and see that guy, and then I spent my turn essentially looking for that guy who fired the bolt, and then immediately say shit, and duck away.
You dive for cover. Oust. Just a small flash of green dust everywhere, and Oust is gone with the dwarf. And you lie in the dirty floor of the blacksmith, in your clown costume, in cover, and you wait, and the seconds tick by, and you realize that it's over, it's done. They've left you alone.
Shit. There's nothing left here. Like Oz has looked through all of this.
Yeah, I was told you about his investigation as you were
Okay, good.
spying on this guy's day.
I guess I will make my way back to where we would meet up, like the gnome levitator. Like there's nothing left here anymore. If Oz just looked through all things.
This guy just rambles about him failing the course.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Also, just before this guy's self ends, I just want to go to the next sewer crate and just look like, just want to like duck under it, like look under it, and then just want to like scare the next person who's coming by in my Ronald McDonald costume, and just scare him like looking out of the sewer crate, like looking out of the sewer, like where the sewer opening is.
I really can't wait for reports of sewer clowns to lead back from the conventicle to us somehow.
Sewer clowns.
Just
Damn,
various
fell
clown-based
down
activity
here.
in the city. Or
This is
It's
the
really,
first time I
it's really
did this.
strange.
You scare a bunch of people.
Okay, good. That's what my thing. And then I will go back.
All right.
Anyway, you were saying that. However, what I'm going to do is I'm going to command his presence, so I have advantage on any intimidation checks. He can ramble all he likes. I want to know who contacted him in the first place. I want to know what he's meant to do once he's like. Are they coming to him to collect it? Does he have to drop it off anywhere? I want to know everything. I want to know his name. I want to know where he lives. I want to know who his first girlfriend was. I want to know everything about this man.
Give me an intimidation roll.
Also, I still have suggestion up, just so you know. So he would have advantage because, like, no, he's charmed by me.
I've already got advantage.
Yeah.
His commander's present. So.
Yeah. But he's still
It's an
charmed
18.
from a suggestion.
I will let you get a +10 on this roll
Sure.
if you lose yourself in it.
Oh no, the moment I heard that it was the many-faced lord, I am like incandescent with rage. And
So
like,
I'm just going like I need your consent to this.
you go wild, my man.
You fucking Batman this guy from
Yeah,
an
no,
alley somewhere.
that's what I'm doing. If I've dimension door onto the edge of onto the roof of a building and I'm holding him
Sure.
over the edge, kind of thing at the moment.
All
yeah,
right.
I'm just like, swear to me, that kind of thing. Yeah.
You,
What's his
uh,
name? What's his name?
You are on top of the fucking building. You are holding this guy by the scruff on his.
I'm doing the full inverted Galadriel with my dark vision and everything. But yeah.
Show me. What are you doing? Come on.
All right, I'm just going. You're gonna tell me, and like I modulate my voice instantly down an octave. I'm like, you tell me everything. I want to know who told you. Who told you to go there. I want to know who is coming for the sulfur.
You're on the side. You're on the side of the demons. Spare me. The Hassanites, they will purge your kind from reality, please. I'm not afraid to die. I'm not afraid to die.
As he's hanging on the edge,
How are you
I
saying
am-
on it?
I'm
He's sad.
I'm
Yeah.
summoning the blade. Every time I say something, because I'm summoning the blade as a dagger, and every time I say something, the blade gets an inch longer towards his neck.
He begins blabbing about how he always knew that people like you and otherworldly beings and gods are lurking in the shadows. He knows that the only things that will save him is to fucking wake up and see the reality as it is. We need to act against things like you. He has always believed that there's only one way to do it, and that is not through this wishy-washy life as always, just living in a demon city like nothing is fucking the problem. He's a staunch Hassanite. He believes that otherworldly beings need to be persecuted and destroyed. This guy is a fascist, basically. Fascist cultist that has been working to further a conspiracy that he
you know what?
wholeheartedly believes in.
As he gets to that bit, interesting point of order. As the blade continues advancing in inches, the inches actually begin to enter him. So that's quite nice as he starts blabbing that, because I'm just slowly impaling this guy as I hold him on the edge of this building.
And he dies as he just cries to you about how the light will win in the end.
He doesn't die until I say so. Right now, I'm aiming for I'm avoiding any major organs. I'm causing this guy as much pain as possible if I'm on top of this. Right? But yeah, eventually I will let him die. Like he will die. But
This guy is in a weird situation, right? He is both magically compelled to tell you the truth and fanatically inclined to die for this. Like you get the feeling that he doesn't. That doesn't mean you don't get information out of him. But that means that he's both magically compelled and afraid, and not afraid at you at the same time. This has to be the weirdest mind-fucking moment of his entire rest of his life.
Sort of background point, Frost. Frost is still kind of riding off the residual high of splitting. I was going to say splitting Nongle's ring. I don't mean that. Of destroying the ring of the ring the day before. So he's kind of on a little bit of a power trip. So this isn't just about him. This is about sending a message because he knows the Face are probably watching him. Because he is still unconvinced about the Face, like leaving them alone, following Theist. This is a statement of intent as much as it is an intimidation of this guy. As hubris filled as it is.
You get the following pieces of information out of this.
Sure.
he is a staunch Hassanite.
Mhm.
This is what he believes in. This is how he is raised. There's a lot of different reasons, but he identifies with the Hassanite creed and the cause of the Brotherhood of the Many Faces. At some point, he was inducted and became an informant, and has been like a low-level feeder agent, kind of just some sleeper walking around. He doesn't know anyone else. He has not seen the faces of anybody else. He gets his messages alone, and he only gets them through sending or in person by someone who's disguised. These people are scary good at keeping their traces hidden, and you getting this far is a fucking miracle, right? Or now you are also very skilled, right? You have the right skill set as a team, but it is a feat of you to get this far in the first place. His orders were to get the material components, stash them under his bed, wait for orders. Be ready to take the material and go at a moment's notice. Whenever he has to go and pick up stuff from the sewer, he gets a sending or a message another way.
Okay. In which case,
So
with his dying breaths, I will just look at him and tell him, just in every other reality, I've done exactly the same. And I will drop him off of the building. And then I'll just...
You follow him with
I'll Liam O'Brien and walk away. But yeah.
As you turn around, you are surrounded by black-clad people, metal masks. They are keeping their distance to you, but they have been watching for a while.
Okay. I will look at them, all in turn, and I will just go, one more day. And I will misty step down to the street, and I will leisurely walk back towards the arranged meeting point.
You hear from the roof.
I would also like to extend my apologies for being a murder hobo in that moment.
You leave the scene of the crime.
I guess we meet up with the others.
Yeah, that was fun, guys. All right, you meet back up with the others.
Okay.
I burst the room. Clown probably at that point dropped. Look towards Noggle and say, "That was a shitty day today."
It is in the middle of the night.
That was
like
a
1
it's
o'clock in the
still a
night.
shitty day. It's still this day. Noggle, did you have anything better? Like we just Ost, and I don't know where Ost currently is, but we got fucking nothing. I failed.
You are muted, man.
Sorry, I sat around thinking all day about the evils and the rituals or whatnot. It's too much thinking right now. I might continue it on tomorrow, but I think I might be getting somewhere. But unfortunately, I can't have my regular research material, such as a library at hand.
But at least you still got farther than what we've got. I think. Shit.
Didn't accomplish anything, actually. Not a thing.
I think we saw a dwarf die. I don't know, like Oz just puffed away with him. I don't know what they're doing.
Well, as
Who
long
got
as they
attacked
didn't
by-
kill him, I mean, that would be horrible if he was to die.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think I
it's-
can still get some.
Bjorn's already accidentally killed some sort of rat folk as well. I mean, it would be
no,
horrible if
Oz-
we're just
Oz
running
is
around the city
reasonable.
killing everyone. Oh, Oz
No,
would.
like-
No, Oz definitely wouldn't do something like that. Maybe scare someone a little bit, but
but Oz is not
I will bet
Bjorn.
you 50 gold pieces right now that Oz definitely did not kill anyone.
Take that bet, take that bet, take that bet.
Like, I also think that Oz is pretty reasonable. He's not Bjorn, but he has a very bad reaction to his face. Like, you are betting that he's not killing anyone?
Well, yeah. But see, Bjorn would kill someone by accident, but Oz would just only do it of intimidation purposes. I don't see him actually doing an evil act, committing cold murder, especially to someone so, like, someone so
It was
weak
just
as
a
a
normal
blacksmith.
dwarf, like, living his life. I don't think, like, Oz would try to kill him.
Well, think about that man and his family, and you said he
Yeah,
was on a
like,
date.
I
I mean, he
think
was obviously close to people. He may have children.
How's
all
your
around.
return?
Yeah, like that
Ost,
dwarf
we have a
actually had
bet
date.
going on.
Yeah, like Ost,
Covered it
like
covered.
Ost, I think you're.
in dwarf blood.
Well,
I knew it had it in you. No.
Whose blood is that?
Evening, gentlemen.
Is it?
Hmm?
Is it?
Excuse me.
What
I assume
happened while you
not,
were
not
away?
friends with the dwarven blacksmith, are you? By any means?
Theus came
No,
back,
no.
and Theus and Noggle started talking about how Oust wouldn't kill anybody, and Oust returns back covered in dwarven blood.
Good shit.
Perfect.
I would
Reasonable.
say you don't have to pay me, but we have to at some point talk with Ost over that. Like I still wouldn't have killed that guy.
Speaking of
but-
money, I believe you have. Well, did you manage to sell the shield?
I did, yes. Here's your new shield, green and jagged. Here's your 350 gold. And you might be wondering, but where's the other 50? Actually, you have no idea how much I sold it for, but I sold it for 400. You might be wondering, where's the other 50? Toss a powder keg over to Theus, very haphazardly. That's where the other 50 went towards Theus's pet project.
Okay, good. This is useful. Will be
Yes.
a good distraction. Snake Stack, how fast the doll?
Well, I've made most of it today. I reckon I'll be done with both of them tomorrow morning. I've been standing model for both of the
Okay, good.
dolls.
This will be good. This I flip the black powder around. Now we just need a way to ignite it. Noggle, we need your fireballs.
Fireballs, all ready to go.
Yep.
Theus,
This
before,
will be
Likewise.
before we wrap up tonight, I know that there is pending doom coming your way in the next couple of days, and if our progress today is anything to say of, I don't know if we're going to be able to find a way around this. I came across something a few days ago inside of my book here, my book of poetry, as you may have seen. It's something that's capable of moving us all to a different destination quite quickly, and I don't know where this destination is. It's a doorway, and you see doorways work from two sides, and we'll be able to step through this door, and I don't think anyone will be able to follow us. Though I don't know where we're going, I think it's a good idea that we save this as a backup, so to speak. So if we need to escape, you give me a sign, and I think I can get you far enough away from the mask where we'll go somewhere where, well, there's no way they can find out where we are.
the mast is very powerful. And you think you can run away your whole life? We talked about this, I think, one before. If you think that should you face your destiny or should you run away from it? I think we talked about this once before.
We did, but it's... But, you know, it's always best to run away and come back another day, per se. Wow, that rhymed 3 times. This book of poetry. It's an option. I'll keep it out there for you. I did plan on sending Nibbles through the gateway first to see where it led to, but
It's just for one person?
no, I could take the entire party if needs be. 6 people in total.
Is that so?
Now again, this is probably taking us to somewhere outside of this realm, this world, maybe to a different plane. This would make it very difficult for anyone to track us. And I assume we could also get back with the same spell, but again, that's an assumption. Could lead to a whole nother adventure, who knows. But should you not wish to lay down your hand or face the fates, we have options.
Bjorn.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Noggle.
What are you making of all this?
I think Bjørn is looking at Oz and nodding in silent approval.
Ost is just not big back.
Nongo won't if you make eye contact with us. That's fucked up, dude.
And I think Bjørn is had a really good day walking around with Arsafis, getting to know the newest party member, handling business. But the larger perspective, Bjørn doesn't have anything.
And what about Theus having to give himself up to the face in 2 days?
Bjørn doesn't want to say it out loud, but he's eager for the and also to get Theus's.
You cut out. I think you needed to speak a little.
Oh, sorry. Also to have Theus get some peace of mind and to get this behind him. But he doesn't say so because he knows that just bringing it up it will enhance the struggle.
Well, solutions are in short supply. But I guess Theus, you get the feeling that Bjorn is not afraid of losing you, at least. Doesn't. If I interpret what you're saying correctly, Bjorn, that's at least not the vibe you're giving out.
Bjorn is confident he's not gonna lose.
Do any of you want to say anything, talk about anything else?
Sure. You know, traveling to other dimensions seems awfully maledictus, doesn't it? But then I guess the face are rather more sort of, what's the word? Vague on what they consider maledictus, considering apparently it's the face that are setting all this up. I don't know if Fierce made that clear to all of you, but it's the face that's transporting the sulfur around the city. At least that's what it seems.
I'm sorry, could I interject for a moment?
By all means.
You're covered in blood.
Hmm.
And not yours?
No.
Can you do me a favor and wash up in some way? I don't want somebody to come knocking on my door and see a man covered in blood sitting in my lounge.
Yes, shall we?
Let's cast prestidigitation.
Yeah. We'll prodigitate him 1 foot at a time to clean him up.
One spell that puts all Russian women out of business as a.
And it's a catch.
Alright. That's good. Second point of order. Hold on. So this is the end of the 26th, correct?
It is actually midnight to the 27th, I would say.
And the festival starts on the 29th, or
29th.
So we have another day.
Oh no, wait. Well, let me
Yeah.
I might. No, 28th is a festival.
and 29th is Theus's day.
Yes.
All right.
And the full moon is on the 30th.
Oh, it's on the 30th specifically. Okay.
30th.
Oh, okay.
But that could be both nights. So the night before and after the 30th.
How incredibly inconvenient. All right. So, R would like to kind of peep up here and say, it sounds like you all have a lot, and I do mean a lot, kind of like looking over at Oz, who just washed off a gallon of blood, and, Theus, who's like, I might have to go to a different dimension to hide from my past. A lot of problems.
I don't know what makes you
It's-
say that. We're quite actually a normal adventuring party.
I feel like a giant, possibly demonic ritual in the city you live in is quite a large problem too, Mr. Sophis.
No, that's it. It's just the fact that
Fact of the matter is,
that's a
this is
big
all
problem. Yes, no, I understand that, but my point is, what I'm trying to say is that in my experiences, when you have a host of problems ahead of you, it is a very good idea to sit down and prioritize them.
Mhm.
And and obviously this is a little bias of me, saying I've only known you all for about checks wrist for wristwatch 3 days now. I would like to prioritize stopping whatever ritual is going on here, but it sounds like, again, indicating Theus, you have a much more personal issue afoot. This is, and according to you, Us, this
One and the
ritual is
same.
also being perpetrated by this, which I think is interesting. Namely, because if this hand, which is this anti-otherworldly cult, is so, or sorry, is it the hand or the face? I keep making
face.
that
The
mess up
face.
in my head. Okay, I apologize. That was Evan messing that up. The face, then it seems to me that our best way forward is to figure out what they're summoning. Because I'm in agreement with Ost. They're very anti-Maledictus, and I don't see them going through with Staunchflow's original incantations. That
So-
seems so horribly out of their ballpark. It's borderline absurd to think it. Which
So I've been listening a bit to you guys in the background here. Why do you think they want to do this? If they don't like the demons and the other things, why do you think?
Well,
Why would
the
they be
dwarf
interested in this?
in his he only talked. I only heard at the beginning, but he said something about that they would remove the demon threat. Wait, are they summoning the demons to kill the demon?
that seems preposterous at best.
Well, they're
Sometimes
fanatical.
in times of battle, subjugating even your enemy is the most logical way to do. If they're amassing something, even
Attack
if they're
first before you are attacked.
yeah,
What
I
is-
would not put it out of the way of the face. They're quite fanatical.
No,
What is
I-
their
I-
overall goal?
If
No,
I was
that's-
hell bent on destroying all Maledicta in the material plane, and I was in a city founded on a demonic influence, I'd think the first thing I want to do was destroy the entire city anyway. Wouldn't you?
But that, again,
It's a monument to Maledictus.
I'm somewhat inclined to agree, but that still leaves the gap of how did the shadowy cult of assassins elevate into eradicating an entire city? That's not something you can keep under wraps or brush away or deflect blame from.
If
That's
you can if you give a good reason. This might
sure, but I have the distinct feeling, unless if the conventicle is very thoroughly in bed with this organization, they'll have an issue with a couple million people being murdered.
Until
There is
now.
one way-
but if you, here's my theory. They want to summon demons here. They can use that as a pretense to destroy the city, like rescuing the city essentially, destroy everything here because it's defiled by demons. Summon demons here to give themselves a reason to go full on genocide. I can imagine that.
There
Maybe.
is one way we can find out. We could engineer or perhaps bring forward a particular conversation that the Faceless will have with a certain heir to the well, what's the word? Leadership of said faction.
Would be too late. I think
Then let's bring forward the meeting.
tomorrow.
Do they not intend to snatch you away and bring you off to some far-off land? Do you think they'll...
Alternatively, maybe they're opening this portal just to send somebody through it. Maybe they're going in, not coming back out.
That honestly makes a lot more sense to me, in my opinion. That's seems a lot more in line with their beliefs, at least. Something of a crusade. And
Bjorn, I should hear the word crusade or a war of ideology. How well versed would you say Bjorn is in the art of war? And that kind of the mindset of enemies and kind of, deception, that kind of thing. Is he brutish, or would you say that he's also kind of clever, snilly?
Strategize wise, I think that Bjorn knows how to both siege and ambush and use deception and know when to advance, and he has the basics down, and he can coordinate quite a large force because he have and misdirection, if you are asking about that.
Go ahead and give me an intelligence roll straight up for you, Bjorn. I know it's not your best stat. But...
My favorite. Yep.
You think about this discussion, and the only thing I'll let Bjorn kind of think is best way to unite people is one enemy, one external enemy.
Well, that's good.
Technically, I would be the only other person with military training here, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Are you fishing for getting a roll too?
Maybe.
Fine, give it. Give it.
Just an intelligence, yeah.
The reason I did
Oh wow.
Dirty 20.
kind of a different.
It seems too weird. There has to be another goal than summoning a demon. There has to be an ulterior motive to this. This has to be a measure to achieve something else. So what does the Hassanites and the Fae see as their ultimate end?
Well, Pierce would know that, right?
Yeah. The otherworldly beings and the corrupting kind of forces of gods and demons and celestials and all kind of things. Who embodies that in Cerenar?
The North?
The North believes in gods. The North has defied the conventicle for ages. Now, people don't want to fight the North for two reasons. One, they're too strong. If all of Rathuria has to unite in a war against them, maybe with the Emirates and the Leviathan Isles, maybe even with the Chthonian Imperium, if they want to destroy the North.
And the perfect way to unite multiple nations is to destroy an entire city with a demonic incursion orchestrated by
The North?
your friend and ours, the North. Possibly.
That's all well and good, but it seems like quite a stretch.
Blame it on the North? How do they do this? Can they blame it on the North this year?
Question regarding the people that were carrying the Salter were they of races and just general persuasions, appearances of people who looked like they are expatriates of the north? For example, he was a dwarven blacksmith, where the other people looked like they're from the north.
Doesn't look like it. There might be like Nongo, you know that some theories about god worship says that just the mere presence of a large religious concentration of people will allow demons to make incursions otherwise or other places.
Is this more common for the North to have this kind of stuff?
No, the North has religion, right?
Mm-hmm.
So some of the conventicle scholars they propose that religion in Area A might create demon incursions, or the possibility of demon incursions in Area B.
Out of character question regarding certain events that have happened in the sessions previously. In the council session that we had,
Yes.
who was it that objected to most of the plans to embargo and or punish the North? Was it Refuria?
Yes. And the Low King of the Dwarf.
We have a dwarven blacksmith carrying sulfur in a Refurian city where there is a plan to create a giant demonic circle. Says
So you're
Alex
suggesting
out
a
of
black
character
flag?
because he doesn't have that knowledge in character, and he's also out of focus. What's that happening?
Bjorn, you're saying?
It was just that. So, Aust, you are suggesting a black flag?
A false flag, yeah.
False flag attack?
False flag.
Possibly. I'm going for conspiracy Keanu now. I've got my whole board of red string and everything.
That still seems outlandish at the best. Even if they
Well-
could somehow blame the North, what would really change? Perhaps you could create a unified front, but even then, you would have. I mean, at that point, you're just talking sheer lunacy. I understand that they're fanatics, but there are fanatics and then there are lunatics. Just start a war that could result in the death of entire nations worth of people?
They're
Why?
not looking
What-
to kill a nation, they're looking to kill a religion.
Yep.
Sh-
The faith
yes,
would do
but-
this.
Yes, but ideologies don't die with their believers. They survive in books and stories and other believers that happen to be 2 miles down the road. And it seems.
Then you demonize the ideology until people are too scared to follow it.
But too scared to talk out loud with it. Weakening
I don't
it.
know if. Well, that's kind of how things already are, isn't it? The conventicle, this all-powerful arcane society says the things the North do is bad. It doesn't stop them. They couldn't care less, in fact. In fact, they often take it as a challenge, don't they? He says, looking over to Bjorn.
This is not enough to start a war. What you need to start a war is pride, fear, self-interest.
True, but again, perhaps this gets Rotharia involved in this war. Perhaps it gets Rotharian vassals involved. That still isn't enough to take on the North as a whole. How would they convince the Emirates to join? How would they convince the Chthonians to join? Or it seems.
How do we
too
know that? How do
fragile.
we know that this is a isolated
Singular thing.
case?
Yeah. They
Well-
could have also be like staging these things in other. This
The
could not like.
the people missing come from all over. We know they come from Refuria, the children of Refuria.
Right.
Not
But
Refuria,
you-
sorry. Hajari elements. Elements. Emirates. 2 glasses of wine does this to me.
True, but they're also keeping their stealing of people from the Emirates on what I could only describe as the absolute low. and they're using an official slaving network to do it. It's not like they're hiding who's involved, per se. There is a record, a paper trail you could follow.
There is another element that we've perhaps need to keep in mind. Regardless of the intention of this ritual, the outcome is undesirable irregardless. Regardless. Correction. Caphonians wouldn't say regardless. So, we have no real option apart from stopping this ritual, regardless of who wants to do it, regardless of where and when and how. We are here to stop something. And you are a detective. I do not mean to patronize by saying that, but in the absence of all other evidence and information contrary to the fact, with Occam's razor, we have to assume the most unlikely of reasons, however implausible, if the evidence is there, is what is happening. Now, we have an extra day. We have a remaining day. We have a day of investigation. We have an entire city under the city in which to explore. We know that there is sulfur being moved around. We know that there is proof that the ritual is happening. We still have 666 children of all different nations, creeds, sizes, and shapes missing underneath the city. We can assume we know that there is at least one halfling girl missing. Now,
They're all women, too.
they're all women.
Why are they all women?
Virgin sacrifices. Easiest way to get demons.
Yeah,
Believe
it's
me, Believe me, we're playing D&D. There's got to be plenty of virgin males as well out there.
Shots fucking fired.
Yeah.
got it.
To all you virgin males playing Dungeons and Dragons, you are now in the second level of the sewers.
Never be sacrificed.
But your
The point is,
So profound.
I
we have
understand
another
that
day.
that's the point.
We should, perhaps we legend lore tonight, discover what we can about this configuration, but tomorrow there is one place that we haven't been, and there is one person that we haven't spoken to, and we should tie up both of those loose ends, because regardless of whether we find anything out or not, the likelihood is that something is going to happen during this peace, and I will emphasize the word peace, festival, which happens at full moon, and arcanely significant time of the lunar cycle in a day.
And
And then
as...
the day after, who
Oh,
knows?
go ahead.
There we go.
I want to do, unless you have other things you want to, I want to do the 27th before we wrap up for today.
Okay.
Well, what is our plan for the 27th? I'm
Just-
assuming it's exploring the Undercity to maybe investigate this, like, for sites or, like, specifically this inverted obsidian tower.
I just want to talk with Presser Oath one last time if she found anything.
That too, yeah.
I'll roll for her. Nope, she can't help you.
Fair enough.
We have to go. I see no other this is Alex speaking. I see no other option apart from going underneath the city right now.
Yeah.
With the information that we have.
Yeah,
Where
with the
are we
information that
going?
we are going to remember Safis remembering, Evan not remembering, where these entrances that the ex-cult leader had described to us. I will lead the party to the one I believe he mentioned was closer, which is the one under.
There's one on the corner of Inertia with Morin and something else, and there's one near the docks.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah. So the one near Inertia was the one that's closer to this tower. So, leading the party there, I think we should go as a group. To be honest,
Mhm.
It seems like the best plan, and to try to find this tower. And if we find this tower, what do we do if it's the ritual site? Let's paint a picture here. Ancient assassin cult. They have this tower under the city where they are building up a ritual to some big effect. We'll pass on whatever that may or may not be. Now, the issue here is one could assume the resources could be distributed evenly and throughout the city to hide them. All your eggs in one basket and all that. But the site itself, I cannot even begin to imagine would not be heavily guarded. We seem to have a trepidatious relation with this group through Theus, and through Ost, and through this agreement you seem to have. Theus, being someone they seem to care about, if you pardon the phrase, what do you think we could do to disrupt the ritual and avoid a fight? Could you give them the order to simply say, no, stop?
I don't think so. I said that they should leave us alone. That doesn't mean that they won't retaliate when we don't leave them alone. It depends on what our goal is.
They specifically warned you that they would defend them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is our
that's
goal
fair.
to save the girls, or is our goal to stop the ritual? What's the higher priority? And what if we cannot do both at the same time?
If we
Are they
save
not
the
the
girls,
same
we
thing?
stop the ritual.
Mm-hmm.
I say
Well,
we save lives if we can.
We
Yeah.
should save life first.
Correct.
Yeah,
Even
are
if
they
we-
not?
Reasonably
don't know.
assuming if we save one of the girls, the ritual can't go ahead.
Maybe it will still go ahead, but not as big, maybe. So we
Perhaps,
Or
but
it will misfire and destroy the city as it is anyway.
Then we
I
should put our priorities in order. Lives first and ritual destruction second. How
I
will we pursue this?
think that's part of why we need to go under there. The thing is, if perhaps this undercity is where they've been storing all of their captives, and if they are, to keep that many people under control, they would have to have a small army down there. So, infiltration might be in order. Disguises,
Distraction.
distractions, but something small and localized. Perhaps
But my doll.
perhaps your doll, yes, but also perhaps if we're willing to spend a little more cash, perhaps a bigger explosion? The Undercity does have a roof, and causing cave-ins could be inconvenient.
This would be
No,
against
that is an
saving
extreme
lives.
suggestion.
This would be against saving lives. But
Well,
if we when we cave in, the
Well,
girls
no,
are welcome.
it's a massive complex. I mean, a small portion, not the entirety of it.
Allow me, if you will, somewhat ironically, to play devil's advocate regarding a giant demonic ritual. Is 666, if we are to believe what they say, lives equal to the possible lives of A, a city, B, a nation, and C, the connected deaths related to an entire war? If we are to go with the theory that this is to spark said atrocity.
I'm in agreement with Nurgle that it seems just through deduction, that if we save the girls, we stop the ritual. They wouldn't be gathering them if they weren't needed. And if we can save a sufficient number of them, then we can also bring it to the attention of authorities. Like, here is 100, people who have been being held under the city. Stop this. You can't ignore. Amusingly enough, you can't ignore 100 people marching down the streets crying assassins in the basement.
True. I mean, either way I'm in. As far as I'm concerned, they either kill me tomorrow or they kill me the day after when we hand over Fierce. I have a mark against my name.
No.
I
Try
can't
to
let
kill you.
sacrifice the children.
Oh,
Perfect.
you've not been around us very long, have you?
No, 3 days in fact.
Yes.
We, in the interests of keeping it going, I need to know what you're spending your day on.
I think spending our day on is going to be going to talk to Professor Oath. We kind of hand wave that, but we go to talk to her. She doesn't find anything, and then just going to try and find this inverted obsidian obelisk and just go from there effectively. Save the girls if we can, figure anything out if we can't, and just go from there.
It's at its very basis level, it's disruption that we are going for basically in the later part of the day. It's probably worth us telling Helena Oath what is happening in full, so that if we go missing and if it happens, then there is a paper trail that says we tried.
Yes.
And this is what is happening underneath. We're essentially providing her the brown envelope with all of the evidence for the case, just in case we don't come back for the final thing.
Sounds good to me.
But yeah, I mean,
You all go down.
Yep. Else, if anybody has anything to
Go
say against
down.
that.
yeah.
You venture through the catacombs. The way you go down here to the undersewer is the same passage you used yesterday, Austin Theus.
Mm-hmm.
As you walk through the underground, do you keep lights aloft, or do you travel through the darkness?
Who doesn't have dark vision? Dawn.
I will
Is it just
remind you all that kobolds, were-rats, and trolls also have dark vision, but
Yeah.
they used flares to seemingly keep something.
Well, I didn't see that, so the only one who could like make a
Oh.
judgment on that is Austin.
You
Alright,
saw them doing
in
this
which case,
already.
I would brief in advance. I would say, look, down there, the deeper we go, the more
Maybe
what's the
we
word?
should
Dispossessed the
this-
creatures are.
this day to investigate instead of infiltrate. Just
I-
to be sure we make the right.
Hmm. Do you mean to say go down there and steal scouts, but pull back if we find anything, or?
Yes, to make a better plan. All this guesswork we've been doing, we have no reassurance of any of this going anywhere. No evidence and no proof. Even though our deduction has been okay, we can't be sure. Maybe we should use some of the deduction to see if we are
do-
right in a way instead of act first.
Do we
Alright.
take the
I know
morning to
it's-
investigate the remaining towers then? See if the same thing is happening down there. Are all of the staffs missing, for example?
You can
I-
split up during this day.
I have to assume either the staffs are missing, in which case it's pointless, or they're not missing, in which case it's not relevant.
But I will also say that's true.
Yep.
But I'll also say and I think I would probably see the logic in that if you go down and there just is a big lavaed over pit with nothing else, that is what the guy said. If you all spend your day going down there, that's an awful big waste. If one of you scout down there and then go up, that's not as big of a waste.
Right, but at the same time, if one of us goes down there alone and we're wrong, and it turns out there's a whole army of people down there keeping 666 slaves in check, it's going to be a lot more dangerous.
Then we need
Yes.
at least one person who knows where they're going. We need at least one person to send a message back up. We need at least 3 of us, probably.
I'll definitely go.
So we need someone who can
You are muted.
cast sending.
I can cast Arcane Eye 7 times with a 2-hour duration for 3 of them. So
Okay,
if you
so
guys
you
need
could
me to
see
scout,
where we were going if you were up top.
yeah,
or you could
well,
send it down
I
there.
can scout. If you guys prefer just scouting and we don't need to interact with anything, my Arcane Eye can I can map out the entire sewers for this day. Because I can
Well, it's not-
already
yeah.
I can have it up for, let's see if I use
Is
my
Arcane
meta
Eye
magic.
invisible, or is it a...
It's an invisible sensor that moves around.
How far can it get from you?
Unlimited range. Here, I'll post the spell.
Yeah.
And forgive me, have we already tried scrying on the halfling girl?
No.
Oh shit, maybe that might be worth doing. Okay.
Yeah, but scrying on
no,
scrying on her is not going to tell us where she is.
Yeah, just her condition.
Yeah.
Could we, given the no, not because of how scrying works. I was like, could we, given the information that we have, scry on the Obsidian Tower, just as an entity? But I don't believe that would work.
I'm not going to scry in a tower. That's
Nah.
a horrible idea. I mean, I could cast non-detection, then scry in the tower.
Also, this would just tell us that there's a tower. We don't.
If we're
still don't
scrying
know
on a
what-
tower, we might as well just go down there.
Yeah.
Perhaps your arcane eye. So, Mentalus, where
I-
can you place
I'll be
the
back.
eye initially?
I just place it within 30 feet of me, and then it goes wherever I want it to. As long as there's a 1-inch gap, I can kind of throw it wherever I want. So it can go anywhere. It can go under doors, like through cracks
Then,
in doors.
in
whatever
that
the
case, do you
is.
want to spend the day casting your arcane eye to get its below grounds and just look through the undercity? I can't imagine lava pools would be hard to spot in the pitch black.
Right. So I could do this for 8, 9. I can do this for 10 hours. Roar.
That's what Nongle does.
Yeah. So for 10 hours, I cast Arcane Eye, and I'll just if I get to a point which seems interesting, I'll kind of move myself physically to that point, and I'll drop it down the sewer at troops closest to me.
All right, I'm going to tell you what you find downstairs, and then meanwhile, I want the rest of you to figure out what you will do with the day as well.
I'm gonna follow Nongo and be his.
All right.
He has to move up.
Yeah, you have to move close to the Undercity to actually be able to put down the eyes every hour, go to a new position, right?
Yeah.
Safis is going to go and visit. Go and visit the merchant he knows that lives out of town, Colonel Vixarius, because Safis wants to know. Because they need gems and materials somehow, and they're not coming from inside the city, so there has to be some kind of record or trace we could follow. Even if they are spreading out, I can't. There has to be at least something we can follow. So R is trying to go pick up that trail. We kind of lost the sulfur trail, but I want to try to pick up the gem trail.
Got it.
Also, Roar, if I bump into anything, actually my Arcane I can't hear, can it?
If
oh,
you
no,
want,
I can lip read. So, what I'll do is I'll have, I don't know if you'll allow this, but if I can lip read with tongues.
I will. I'm going to tell you right now, you won't need that.
Okay.
You spend the night, you send your Arcane Eye down, you basically, Nongle, you do the Doctor Strange with the time stone as you kind of speed run the fucking under sewers of Staunch Flow.
What a way to word that.
In the center of the pentagram or the septic, you see a I don't know what is left to say, but a core, a pillar of molten rock sitting. This has been conjured here. You are sure of it after observing it. And it is old. It is hundreds of thousands. This pillar of rock continues up underneath the golden spire. It is the same rock that the spire is built upon. Go ahead and give me an Arcana check.
Okay.
And a history check while you're at it.
Sure, there's a feature I keep forgetting to use. Artificer's lore, when you make an intelligence or history check related to magic items, alchemical objects, or technological devices, I gain basic expertise.
Sure.
Alright. So if I'm making a history check, this will be at a +4. So that'll be an 18 for history, and then Arcana, you said?
Yeah.
Alright, so a 29 for Arcana.
If this is a locus, if the septigram is a big old gateway to the other planar realms, when Arkan closed it up, he must have put in a cork, basically.
So this is basically a stopper that's been put on the bottle of evil.
There's molten rock everywhere around it. You get the feeling. I'm not going to give you too much here because of your lower history roll. That the inverted tower, placed centrally with demonic lore in the Undercity, is a realm of the days before Arkan, and was just a casualty. It was a miracle that they managed to get out the books that they did, and when they did, it disturbed the structure enough that the pillar, the stopper, which is inside like the lava underneath, it looks like, just overwhelmed it. So it was a sheer coincidence that they managed to, like, that the books survived this far, right?
Okay.
Probably the same law that is used to create this. So what you learn is there's a stopper. So if they make a ritual, that might be a complication that the face doesn't know about, and you learn that the inverted tower is probably you probably learned whatever you can from that.
Okay. So I'll go to Bjorn and I'll quickly
Give
like
me a
grab...
D4. By the way, roll me a D4.
2.
You spent 6 hours on this.
6 hours. All right. So that would be 3 spells. So that's all my 4th level. Okay. So I still have my 5th and 6th then, and 1 spell point. I will tell Bjorn. I'll explain what this thing looks like, and explain to it it's made out of molten rock or whatnot. And is there a way that you could smash this? It seems to be stuck there, and if we disturb it, it could disrupt their whole operations. Is there a way you could break this?
What is my? It's very hard when you describe it, Longo, because I have to see it, I guess. But most things is not a problem for me to smash.
Nongo, just to make sure we're on the same page, if you go down and disturb the stopper,
Yep.
You probably won't need to do the ritual to fuck the city up.
So that's a good thing. We want to go destroy the stopper.
If you want to destroy the city, yes.
Oh! Okay, sorry. So if we destroy that, then basically it bypasses the ritual and the ritual's already done?
He's saying destroying this obelisk. Destroying the obelisk is a very dangerous prospect.
Yes.
You're basically like unplugging a volcano.
So we need to
Do we
see
know
this
that the
off
ritual
then.
isn't to unplug the plug?
And what I'm telling you, and this is why I want to make sure I'm communicating correctly. If they do a ritual, and the face does not know about this pillar underneath the ground, things might get worse and more horrible than the face wants to happen. This is it's basically a bomb underneath the city then.
And the pillar doesn't know about it. The pillar would obviously stop it if there was a bomb under the city, right?
Arkan did that. He fixed it. There's a seal that stops this whole locust from ever exploding. No one knows where it is. They've boarded up all the towers where they keep the magic things in the cellar, right?
Okay.
It's not a prospect for them in their minds, so they don't suspect it, right?
So if I was
The
to
only
tell the
person-
pillar that it was here, like obviously not one knock on the fucking front door or whatever, but if I was to contact the
not?
pillar and let them know that there's something crazy underneath the city, there's a stopper there, would they be able to help in a way?
Might might be able to help.
Right, take something off our
Might-
plate, right? Or it might,
Yeah,
they might just say,
it's-
yeah, ritual, cool, let's do it.
Probably not. You're pretty sure the conventicle would try to stop a ritual.
Okay, well, I'm gonna...
Yeah, I think I need your help.
Yeah?
I need your knowledge. Then I might.
Okay, what do you need?
How I would like to know probably how the percentile of. Do you think that these guys will blame it on the just
I don't know who
What
they
is the
blame
probability
anything
of that?
on. All we just need to do is tell them not exactly what we're doing, what our progress is. We just tell them what's underneath the city, and hopefully they come and deal with it. Bjorn,
I don't trust it.
well,
I need your understanding. Do you think it's probably?
I think they're against me, and I'm not sure why. It's probably because I'm running away from them, and I have all the knowledge of the pillars. I think knowing that it's me, it's a bad thing. But if they're not necessarily a bad organization, I mean, they're responsible to make sure that seals like these are not broken. And if they are unaware that there's a seal here, and trust me, I know where all the seals are and whatnot. This has been my entire life's belongings with the pillar. If they don't know of this, we don't have to intervene ourselves, but we could let them know it's here, and maybe they could put a stop to it.
Can I borrow your?
Borrow what?
You're cutting out. Can you put your microphone a bit closer to your mouth?
Can I borrow your magic?
Of course. What would you like?
I would like you to read my thoughts, so I can get you a clear image of the person I would like to send them very, very, very.
Very well. I'll channel Arcana and read his thoughts.
I would like to imagine Helga, widow. Jarl.
You imagine the middle-aged woman with auburn hair, small flecks of silver around her temples and strains around. She's wearing, for a noble woman, a Jarless, pretty low-key clothing with fur and like green colors. A few pieces of armor here.
Shit.
I would like to send her.
I prepared all my battle magics today. I thought we were going to the sewers, so I didn't prepare sending.
You know what? I'll let you do sending because this is fucking cool.
Okay.
If she's in another plane, then I can do it.
Oh, it's 5% chance it fails. I'm willing to take the chance. Also, this lets me know if she's in another plane. Yeah, I'll. What would you like me to say, Bjorn? Keep the phrases short, though. About 25 words or so.
The white bear lingers in unknown wood. Fears the battle. Call home the send the old alliance and north.
You're breaking up pretty bad there, but
Yeah, you're breaking up. You
Sorry.
have
It
to.
was awesome. Sorry.
I know. I saw you. You're like thinking it's like, yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
It's really good. It's really good.
It was something like the white bear roams in unknown territory. The spears of the battle-saddened sea unite. Call home the ships. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Call home the ships.
Call home the ships. Diplomats must be sent. Reforge the older yet alliance of the North and
Okay, I will paraphrase that as best I can, and I'll throw that out there.
Bjorn,
And then I'll, like, as soon as the response is
I need
coming
to
in, I'll
know-
just
I
filter
need-
it directly to Bjorn.
I need to know right now. How bad do you want this to work?
This is DEFCON 3 out of 5.
I'm going to ask Theus and Nongle, do any of you want to spend a fate point?
Yeah, I'm directly involved. I have a fate point. I'll use it.
All right.
I don't know what the fuck fate points do, but yeah, I'll use it.
All right. You spend your fate point. So you can go ahead and mark that off.
Yeah, I have 0 fate points now.
You say the words. The white bear lingers in unknown woods. Spears of the south unite. Bring home the ships. Reforge the old alliance. Diplomats must be sent out. Was that correct?
Yeah.
Mongo, you get a reply back. The voice is firm. And it seems to, the woman seems to, in her kind of the way she speaks, to understand the gravity of the situation. And she says, she returns back to you. The ships of the north shall be called home. Diplomats shall be sent out. The shield wall will stand firm on the ground of our All Father. The white bear must return and add his axe to the fray. And then what you get some static, and it seems like your transmission gets interrupted, and you both relive a moment of the past, only a few days ago, a week ago, as Nongle's voice speaks out as he's in direct contact with the North. And you hear Nongle say, "The fearful winter is upon us. We will soon be warned of Ragnarok. We have seen that when the bane of man rises from the depths, a forbidden relationship shall cause an era of prosperity and an age of fury and darkness. We must keep safe the fellowship of the lost child, and in the end, the axe of the North must shatter. And from the depths of hell, its pieces must be forged into a crown of wood and stone, silver and gold, land and sea. Only then your destiny will be fulfilled. Only then will the fate of God and man be saved. When you have mended the Galahorn, Bjorn, son of Vilda of the line of Grim, bring it to us."
I read
That's where we'll end our session for today.
Oh, awesome. I'm gonna cut that into.
So
that's just too funny.
That was some intense Gondor rides toward. Yeah, Leon just disconnected.
Leon's like, "Fuck this, I'm scared."
So yeah, thank you all for watching and for playing. That's some really exciting things as we are nearing the maybe the conclusion of this arc. Who knows? Will our heroes disrupt the ritual? Will Theus go free? Will they figure out what the bane of man that rises from the depths are? Who knows? We'll find out in 2 weeks on the next session of Storms over Cerenar. Thank you all for watching. Special thanks to everybody involved. Foundry, we love you. Incarnate, that's a great service. Nick, who I see has been watching us. You're the best bro.
You're a nerd too, Nick.
You're a nerd too, Nick. And I hope that all of you have had a blast watching today. A little bit different session, but definitely I enjoyed it. So yeah, with that said, do you have anything else?
That's all.
No?
Thank you to Michael Gelfi.
Thank you, Ryan Galvey, for the music.
Yeah.
And
Thank you to all of our partners, Foundry, Twitch, YouTube.
say goodbye, ding dongs,
Patreon.
I guess.
Goodbye, ding
Bye,
dongs.
ding dongs.
Goodbye, ding dongs.
We'll see you all
Bye-bye,
next
ding
week.
dongs. Bye.